Hello.
Conquered.
Hey. Yeah,
Hi.
we're just making fun of Troy and his character titles in
I mean,
RuneQuest.
I
Yeah.
it was hard after that, but like,
Kymri's Conqueror
Okay.
of Death. Yeah, damn, bro.
I'm not the conqueror of death, but I am some guy who turns into a wolf sometimes. So there's that.
I'm just
Occasional
a
wolf.
daughter. I'm just a
Occasional
daughter.
wolf.
Occasional wolf.
A
Once a
daughter
week.
and a granddaughter. That's all.
Like that would be like part-time wolf.
Part-time wolf.
It kind of is.
Weekend wolf.
Weekend
Sounds
wolf.
like a Disney Channel original movie.
Just
It
have a
does.
really bad
Part-time
Friday night every week. Right? That's
Or
just
a really
what
good one.
or a really good one. Sometimes I can't remember.
Those sheep were delicious.
And sometimes you end up in your girlfriend's front lawn covered in blood.
Hey.
Welcome
That
back,
rascal.
everyone. Yeah, that's the 80s sitcom. It's just like ruin.
You rascal. Just
Ruin.
sheep parts
Not
everywhere.
again.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to our Vaesen finale. If you were with us last episode, you know that we left off on a very big ending. So this should be a fun, definitely not emotionally damaging episode in any way, shape, or form. A couple of quick things. One really, really cool thing to start with is that this is our third stream anniversary. So you people,
Year stream anniversary.
yeah, 3
We've
years.
streamed more than 3 times.
Yes,
We've
correct.
streamed, in fact, for
This
3
is third.
years.
Well, anniversary contains the Latin root annum, denoting
Okay,
year.
okay, you
So
got it.
it's 3 years.
Okay,
Don't make me
nerd.
be all INTJ on you. But yes, 3 years we have done this. 3 years.
It's crazy.
You've been watching us. Some of you have been actually watching us for almost that whole
No.
time.
Since
So
Esterin?
thank you. Yeah, there have been people who have been there for a really long time. I know like Doc Void has been a subscriber for a very long time.
Ever.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
I think longer than anyone else.
Yeah,
I think
so.
I think
Yeah.
Doc has
And I know
because it's
Sunday
almost
Mead-
3 years.
Sunday Mead has been around a long time too. So those two
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
are probably our
Heroes.
longest tenured heroes. Absolutely heroes. Yeah. Yeah.
After Dark Army lieutenants.
It
Yeah.
Oh
honestly,
God.
The lieutenant is 27 months. Doc Void has been a subscriber.
Ooh.
So yeah,
that's
I think he's our
fucking wild.
longest tenured
Yeah.
fan, our super
Yeah.
fan. But we also have collected a lot of new and awesome people along the way.
Yes.
So thank you all. Thank you all for it. It's been a really, really fun thing. It's been great.
it's crazy. We've played so many games, but it
Yeah.
does not feel like it's been 3 years already.
Games take time, man.
They do. And the other thing too is like, I stopped doing this, for which I regret because I need to update it. But when we started, I was keeping a list of just games that I had played, like that we had done.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to have that. That's right
And-
on our Excel.
Yeah, and I stopped doing it, but like we've covered. When I think about it, like I look back or I have conversations with people. Like I was at Necronomicon. I'm sorry, I can
Yeah.
say it
There you go.
right correctly. I promise. Meeting some very cool people last weekend, and just talking about different games. And I was like, oh, we played this on my stream. We did that on my stream, and like you don't realize it when you're doing it. But now looking back, like we've played so many games like on stream that are out there for people to see, and some of them are really slept on. So you know what? I'm going to talk about some that I think are like chronically slept on that people need to go and see. Crossroads Carnival is like
Yes.
ridiculously underwatched. There's only like 20 or 30 views on that on each episode on there. It was the one
The
we did
ending
right
is really
before
good.
RuneQuest.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a slow
Slow
burn,
start, but
Yes.
but
the
the
ending
ending is
Yep,
like,
the ending was like fire.
Yeah.
So definitely check out Crossroads Carnival. I'm really proud of it, and like not enough people have watched that. I'm trying to think of any. Sarah, do you have? Let's just go around the list. Sarah, what's yours? I'll put
God.
you on. Yeah. Ha-ha. You're on it. It's you. You're on
You
the
know
spot.
what? I am gonna shout out our first Christmas special, Just Running Twas.
Yes, Twas.
Aw,
Twas
yeah.
was really
Always
good.
and forever.
Twas was really
It
good.
is
Yeah.
it is a hilarious one shot where I played a very silly character that I loved, and then Christian and Rainey played bonkers fucking characters that I loved, and Jess got to deal with our bullshit, and it was
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
Yeah, and she dealt with a lot of it, and she dealt
I
with it
did.
very,
It
very
got
well too.
it got dark sometimes, and it got
Yeah.
like awesome sometimes. Throughout the entire stream, you can just see me visibly not able to handle Christian's Canadian accent. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this.
What's the matter, guy?
The
Can't handle it?
entire stream.
So good.
That
I'm
was
still
the first.
So,
So
mad
that
I
was the
lost.
first stream I ever, and it's become a thing that I do now. Where I've done it with like Bible quotes. When I was playing Jean Maria Volante de Cavalcante, I had Bible quotes. I've done it with other things where I just pull up things. But I had a list of famous Canadians. I just Googled like famous Canadians, and I was like, I'm going to work every name I possibly can into this
great.
whole stream. And
It was amazing.
no.
Great.
The gimmick is strong.
Kent, what would you say are your most slept on? What's yours? What's our sleeper episode as far as you're concerned?
Sleeper episodes.
Yeah.
So
what
I've
people
only
go
been
out
a
and check out.
I've only been a part of basically like RuneQuest and whatnot.
One shots included though.
One shots
Shots
included.
work.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Done a few of those.
I haven't
You did
looked at
Fishblade.
We did. I was gonna say Fishblade, but I
Fishblade.
actually don't remember how many views that was. Like my
It's less than 100. It's sitting at like maybe
People should
70
check,
to 80 or
if
60.
you just want to see pure stupidity, you need to watch Fishblade.
We fit it in an hour, guys, and it's amazing.
Yeah, so I just pulled up our YouTube. So
gold.
Fishblade right now has 93 views.
Yeah, get that
We
over
need 7
100.
more to get to
Can crack
100.
100.
Yeah.
And it is one of our shorter videos.
And
Yeah,
I
it might
think
be our
I
shortest
believe
one.
because that was Fishblade was a meme RPG created entirely on Twitter shitter.
It's
And,
not real. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's
It's
amazing.
created as a joke.
But we played it.
We played it. So I believe
On a random Tuesday too.
we're the only
yeah.
people who ever played Fishblade. And we did it
Live.
live.
Are we truly?
You know, that might actually be true.
Pretty sure
That might
we
be
are.
true.
Yeah, I
On
think
That
we're
should be
only
just
probably,
the tagline for our company. Like
It's the
DMs
only
out
people who
loud.
ever played
The
Fishblade.
only people to have
Fishblade.
ever played Fishblade.
Short Order Apocalypse, Dark Void said, yeah, Short Order Apocalypse was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love that one.
Piss
I love
falafels.
that
My
one.
weird little
Yeah.
child.
I had a lot of fun on that one.
Forever underappreciated.
Oh
that
God,
game.
Blue
You know,
It was
the
early
thing
days.
about-
The audio is a little rough.
Audio's
The
bad,
banners
yeah.
are in our faces, but like it's really good.
The game
But
was really good, yeah.
Pride was actually like, I love it. When I go back and look at it, I don't love the way it looks, and I could do so much
Yeah.
better now. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, oh, that sucks, because it's still good. It's still really, really good. But it just, yeah, I could make it look so much better.
The game
Now-
is very upsetting,
yeah.
but like in a good way.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm always like, well, we can redo it, and then I'm like, no. Absolutely
Never
not.
again. If we
No,
redo
that's not
it,
kidding.
it's
I
to
would
make
redo
Rainy
it
play
again.
it.
I would redo
Fucking
it
Rainy
again,
would
but
just
yeah,
screw
Rainy would
me.
have to play it.
That
Yeah.
that would be a rough one, yeah.
I
When we did
will say
Mothership with
it's
Rainy
something
Bot,
I've
this
wanted
one
to run.
Blueberry
Yes.
fried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am too scared. I am a
It's,
wimp.
it's heartbreaking.
It
I mean,
is
I guess we all
heartbreaking.
played it. It's
Really good.
Yeah,
It'll get
it
ya.
was really good.
It's a masterpiece.
It is. It's a beautiful, even just the
Not like
physically,
I'm not
it's a
just bragging.
beautiful
I'm
game.
not saying like us we're masterpiece.
No,
The
no,
game
no.
itself. Let me
Yeah,
clarify.
physically-
It's a masterpiece.
physically,
Like
no,
the
I
art
would-
is
I
fantastic.
would
The writing
argue
is
that,
fantastic. The
like-
concept, the system
system-wise, yeah.
is a
I
masterpiece.
would
of a game.
argue that is perhaps the best jamming that we have ever presented from Jams After Dark.
Aw,
So
thank you.
yes, Sarah would be second with Good Society. That was my favorite all-time thing I've ever
You know,
my
done.
Dread
God.
is very, very long, and the audio is rough because we're sitting around a table actually. But like, it was a pretty good game.
Dread was a pretty good game.
Dread
Yeah.
was-
I think also
That
like
was wild.
yeah, I also think the content for that on YouTube is not the greatest. So that one's a hard
Yeah.
one. Yeah. But the
Yeah.
actual game was great.
But
I,
hey, the creators watched it.
Yeah, the
know.
He's
That's
been gunning
cool.
to get us at
Creator
his table at
Dread.
Gen Con forever. We're
Creator
gonna
of
do it
like
next year.
the scenario.
The one
Awesome.
who wrote the scenario.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
He
cool.
watched it. He loved it. Yeah.
I know I loved playing my character. She was so cool.
She saved me.
Yeah, I had to leave for a flight, so I was like, she gets her redemption arc right now.
Thank
Right
God.
now.
I literally was like, I don't know where I'm gonna go from here.
The woods.
I died so bad, and I wound up living.
I died.
Yeah, I did
I
not
died.
die.
Great game where Troy's just cursed. He dies very early in the
Yep.
game sometimes.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jess, your turn. What's yours?
You know,
Amber said Bluebeard's Pride. You're the last one. Yeah.
I'm surprised Sarah didn't say it, and I actually don't know if it's low on views, but I think a sleeper is Good Society.
Super
I
low
think that
on
one's
views,
a-
is it?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think so, but I feel like it should have a lot more.
I do too. I
Yeah.
honestly do. It's funny
That's why
because
it's
I
my
never.
sleeper.
A lot of our great quotes have come from that game
Yeah.
too.
It's
Like
true.
we've got a lot of
Yeah.
great quotes. It's a very quotable game, that one.
Good,
Yeah.
Good Society is on the low end.
Yeah.
In order of sessions 0 through 3, 117, 116, 42, 62.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah,
it
it
should
needs
be in
more.
like the
Needs more.
200s or 300s.
Yeah.
Like, I think that one's a sleeper for me.
We got quotes.
Well, so
I love that one.
example of like us creating something that was so complex that it needed a spreadsheet to keep track of the bet.
It was amazing.
And yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
betting on what? Who's making what deal?
No.
Who's trying to do what?
Who's
Poor
double
Sarah.
crossing and
Spreadsheet.
triple crossing whom?
And then
Yeah.
the way I made the horse race work was just making you all vote in secret,
Yeah.
and then one vote making it go like the correct way. Which we barely made it to the true ending.
And it was just amazing too.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years of that. That's cool. Hopefully we get another great ending tonight. I have a feeling it's going to be really good. I've been thinking a lot of thoughts and feeling a lot of feelings over the last couple of weeks because Rosalie had
Poor
some big
Christian,
moments.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Christian's
been
just
rough.
been in the middle of.
I have a page
It's
of
an
notes.
unending existential crisis.
I literally have a page of just like I had to like sort out my ideas, so I just have a page of them because I had to be like, like it's almost like a Benjamin Franklin's like you put like you do the line down the middle and you're like this is for that's pretty much what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally just going to say in Troy's Esterin home game, we have a character, Ellen, who has played with us before on our stream. And the apocalypse is coming, and she just has a pro con list that she just adds things
Of
to. And
destroying
it's
the
like,
world.
yeah.
That's
Should we
amazing.
destroy the world?
It's cool. So 3 years. There's only one. There's only one other thing I want to say, which is Monument Studios Kickstarter is live now. If you check out our YouTube or you happen to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, or even if you're in the RuneQuest group, you would have seen that I did drop our. Well, now that's going to change because Jess gave me a great idea. But our opening credits for RuneQuest, which will start in next stream, but that has Monument Studios music. We're going to be using Monument Studios music in that and some sound effects and stuff as we go deeper. I know Rainey on his podcast is using Monument Studios stuff now. They have a Kickstarter going on right now, which is fully funded. So if you jump on now, it's still open. It means you're definitely getting 5,000 Hollywood quality sound effects and music stuff that you can use for your games, which is really badass and awesome. And they're good folks. They're small folks, just kind of doing something that they're really passionate about. I don't mean small folks like little people like you make the world, but I mean like they're just a bunch of people who are passionate about what they're doing, and I like
They're
to
not a
support
big
that.
name studio.
Yeah, they're not a big name studio. They're not corporate assholes. They're just regular people doing
It's
their thing.
2 people. It's
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
brothers.
Two guys, two
Yeah.
brothers. Yep, doing something they're
Some
very
guys,
passionate about.
like most of us, we're just some guys, man.
Yeah.
Just some
Yeah.
guys.
If
Yep.
you want to learn more about it, definitely check out the Kickstarter. But
Yeah.
Rainey also did an awesome interview with
Yes.
the both of them
That's
on
correct.
his podcast, Rainey Plays Games. So you can also check out that if you want to learn a little bit
And
more.
I just posted the link to the Kickstarter in chat. If anyone is interested in, if not donating, at least checking it out.
Yeah, check it out. Check them out. Good stuff. Good people. I guess I have to keep talking more because I have to also do the recap as per our ancient
Yes, recap.
pact.
For the
So-
ancient pact.
It's the ancient pact that goes back to the beginning of RuneQuest, where we Remember was always the one to mine. So yeah. So I have to do it for her.
Forever getting Kalir and what's her face confused.
Yeah.
Kalir and who'd you get?
Starbrow?
That is
Kalir is the
clear.
Starbrow.
No,
that is
is
Kalir.
Kalir, the other one. Black
China.
something. Leica.
Leica,
Kalir and Leica.
Leica,
Forever
Leica,
getting
Leica.
Kalir and Leica
You guys
confused, which they would love.
Leica. You guys haven't even met Leica yet.
I know.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun when you do, trust me. So, last episode, where to begin? We did some old-fashioned detective work, trying to find out who Kitty Danville is, because Kitty Danville is a very wealthy woman living in Hempstead Heath, which is a suburb of London.
We weren't even looking up Kitty.
We did look up
No,
Kitty
we
a
did.
little bit. Yeah, we did.
Cecilia did.
Yeah. As an aside, just to all my Chaosium nerds out there, I did get a copy of the Cthulhu by Gaslight Player's Guide at Necronomicon. It comes out like early. It comes out in release in September, but they have it for sale at some cons. Holy crap, it's awesome. So yeah, it's making me want to like do Gaslight again so bad. And I've been blitzing these losers with facts about like for instance, did you know that the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals predates the Society for Prevention for Children by 65 years?
Oh wow.
You can't make hamsters and small dogs work in a coal factory.
65 years. So anyway, we did some.
Yeah, we were looking up
London
both.
made me think of this. So we looked up the house in Hempstead Heath. We found out information about Kitty Danville. Kitty Danville was a Scottish woman of no necessary. We couldn't find anything about her background, which honestly isn't that isn't that.
It's a mystery woman.
Yeah, but it's also not that odd within the time frame that we live in that there wouldn't be records or things like that. But we did find that she married the 1800s version of a finance bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they bought this house in a very respectful neighborhood, but he fell out the window and broke his neck.
No, fell off the roof.
Fell off the roof and broke his neck.
And he impaled himself on the iron spikes.
Yeah,
no, that's right.
He impaled
himself on the iron spikes in front of the house. And after that, she got the house and the money, and she turned it into this kind of like house for artists that she takes in, and
an
then
artist
artists,
retreat.
they stay there for a while, and then they're fun somewhere. Possibly to the next life. Actually, definitely to the next life, because we did some
to be confirmed. All we did was smell dead flesh.
Pretty sure that they're dead. So while we were doing all that intelligent, thoughtful, kind of, very methodical investigation, Nora went and hid in the bush behind the house.
Yep.
And we split the party.
Saw a dude pee off a deck.
Yep. Saw a dude pee off the deck. Really didn't find much out, but we managed to get together when we were ready to go into the house, and we were just going to bluff our way into the house, basically. Nora triggered some weird magic that made her look like the disappeared dude that she's looking for.
Martin
Beddoes. And you know what? Rosalie's ride or die with Nora.
Beddoes.
Yeah, Beddoes.
You say Beddoes every session. I'm like Beddoes.
Beddoes. So Rosalie's a ride or die for Nora. So she just went in with her. Rosalie sang a song that got everybody up and dancing.
Yes.
And then they bluffed their way upstairs. Yes, and then bluffed their way upstairs some more. Ran into some guy that was like, Martin, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be back. You know how Kitty is. And we were like, fuck it. We're going up to find her. Kitty, for some reason, lives in the attic, which is where the servants usually live. Interesting. When we got there, we smelled the smell of death and dead things. Yeah. But we didn't see anything. But Kitty stepped out, was very mad to see Nora. And Martin.
She slapped me in the face.
But we know that she knew that you were Nora the whole time.
And she still slapped me in the face.
I mean, you kind of deserved it. So
he's simping hard for Kitty Danville.
I'm simping hard.
You deserve a slap in the face.
So
Kitty apologist.
I am a Kitty apologist. So we had a chat with Kitty, a face-to-face. Kitty just mind controlled Nora and said it's time to go downstairs. Tried to do it to Rosalie, but it didn't work on Rosalie.
Yeah.
Because Rosalie had drank, well, I think Rosalie was strong-willed as it is, but she also drank some powdered staghorn ahead of time because the powdered staghorn did not help Nora, but it helped Rosalie. But so Kitty, perhaps seeing this and being impressed with Rosalie,
Riley and a bunch of other dudes started to go upstairs too, and you were all like in the hallway.
Everybody, Riley and Cecilia were like trying to get upstairs.
Well, Riley was trying to get upstairs. Cecilia was like hooking up with someone.
Cecilia was like flirting with the harpist.
Yeah.
Cecilia got pulled over by a really attractive fan.
Yeah.
Yes. Cecilia was otherwise occupied.
Mild flirtations.
Yeah.
So Rosalie and Kitty had a hell of a chat on the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very heartfelt chat, at least on Rosalie's side. Kitty gave some very good non-answers to questions. Um,
But she said
But-
that she could answer everything
but
you
she
were
said
looking
she
for.
could answer everything that Rosalie was looking for, and then gave her a time to meet her at the train station in a place, and just whoosh. But before she whooshed, she told all of her fans to just light the place on fire because, hey, it's an artist colony, so there's lots of oily rags and highly flammable paint and stuff that's just kind of hanging around. And so that's kind of where we left it, with a very distraught Rosalie being comforted by Cecilia, because Cecilia was invited too to the train
And
station.
she
I'm sorry.
sneakily watched.
She sneakily watched some of that and
Kyle
caught the tail end.
driving fucking Martin / Nora, who is trying to light the place on fire, only to realize that everybody else is trying to light the place on fire as well.
But maybe you woke me up, Riley.
That's I think we did say that whatever it was wore off audio,
You
and
did.
the place
when
was
you got
just starting to
tackled,
burn.
it took it out of you.
Yeah.
You were like, oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am
And so
awake. I
that's-
just wasn't sure if it was because of Riley.
That's
or because
where
of other things.
left off with a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
And that's
all
what I've
right.
been living with for 2 weeks.
We are downstairs on the first floor of the Newford house, where Riley has just tackled Nora to the ground, near the fireplace, but to the side of it, so she could not light the
Curtains.
little candelabra thing
Oh, yeah.
of small dick candles.
Hmm.
Nora, you're like on the ground. You have just come back to your senses. Your head is very muddy, and it's like sort of swimming with almost like a kind of hungover, maybe breathed in some heavy fumes or something sort of feeling. Your ribs hurt real bad from being tackled. But you are once again yourself. You're still hunched on the floor at this point. Riley, you are picking yourself up, and you've just turned around and you've noticed other artists have beelined toward, the gas lamps and the candles and things about the house, and are grabbing flaming implements.
Mhm. Oh,
Upstairs, Cecilia and Rosalie have not yet noticed anything is amiss.
there hasn't been enough smoke yet.
Riley, would you
And-
like to start?
Should we do initiative? I think we should.
Oh, never mind. I guess we're for
Initiative.
initiative.
People are burning the house
Initiative.
down, so
That's
how
fair.
the
How
order
do we
in
do
which people
that?
get to things
I think
matters.
I think this is the one that is logic, right? Am I confusing?
How do we
Initiative.
do that?
That doesn't sound right, actually.
Initiative is cards.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Oh, this is the one, right, where we can trade.
Yes, and that means I need cards 1 through 10 of some kind.
That's what it was.
We've got
Let's
1, 2. Ah. Yay, I have a 1 through 10 right on top from the last time we used it. Okay, cool. My horror terror deck here, perfect for initiative cards.
Ooh, spicy.
I love how RPGs and tarot decks are now just like kind of.
Me too, actually.
Yeah.
And I know that is an opposite stance to what I originally took a while ago, but you know what? I grew and I changed.
You don't like
But-
them as
but
much as
like-
the resolution mechanic. You don't mind so much.
It's
their
you know
initiative
what it is. It's like if you don't have to. Using it as initiative isn't as bad because you're not like I don't feel like you're shuffling it constantly. It's the same thing with when I talk about dice pools. Like this is a dice pool game, but it's not an objectionable one. Shadowrun is a bad one because I have to, you'd have to roll a dice pool to attack. They get to roll a dice pool to dodge. Then I have to roll a dice pool to see what my damage is. Then they have to roll a dice pool to see if they don't get affected by my damage. Then there's like another dice pool that we roll. It just goes on and on and on. And it's that's the sort of thing. If it's like you roll to attack, you roll to dodge, and the story, all right, that's acceptable. You're not rolling like billions and billions of dice to do like one thing.
I'm just going to go from the top of my screen down. So the first poll is going to be Christian.
Hey,
Rosalie, Ace of Cups.
hey.
You're 1.
So that's creative. That is also the font of creativity. So very appropriate for Rosalie.
Damn.
Yes, I know my tarot.
The tarot cards, they just know somehow.
Cecilia, 4 of Cups.
All right.
Which is I'm trying to think of the picture
Riley?
of it. I can't.
10 of Cups, my dude. You're a little shocked right now.
Yep.
That's fair. He literally just turned around and 3 people are trying to light things on fire.
Represents family and happiness,
Nora.
though.
Done. Nora.
9 of Cups. Yeah, also sort of makes sense. You've just been tackled.
Okay, so 4 of
And
Cups.
everybody else.
Wow, 4 of Cups. Contemplation, feeling disconnected, melancholy, discontent.
Damn.
9 of Cups. Contentment, satisfaction, gratitude, and a wish come true.
And a wish come true.
We'll see. We'll see. Highly possible. Cecilia's
All right.
bummed. She just lost a girl. Like, she's bummed.
She's dealing with Rosalie now.
Would
All
lose
right,
another
so-
girl.
Rosalie, you're first.
Shit. Rosalie is very, I mean, she's literally like in Cecilia's arms because that's pretty much where we left this. And just like,
I will say
shook.
that you have heard the Nora be tackled downstairs.
and you, and
Takedown is
like,
kind of
just
loud, and it's only at the bottom of the stairs that you're
general,
at the top of.
do I hear like general commotion downstairs?
You hear the thud, and the clatter of some, bottles or something get knocked over, and kind of like a clamor, not like, oh my god, like everybody's shocked, but like, oh, something's happening.
I just look at Cecilia, and again, she's very shook, but she gets a little bit of a her senses come back to her a little bit, and she says to Cecilia, "The attic was her room. We have to. I fear we have to see what she has in there.
All right.
I'm gonna get up and go to try to get in the attic."
All right, you are at the.
You took it from me.
I'm sorry.
you can go too.
You're welcome to come too.
Everyone can run to the top of the house that is on fire.
Yes.
Don't worry, you
It's
can
not
all
on-
go.
It's not on fire yet.
They go on 8.
All right. We will say you can move from, there's like 4 stages of move. There's like touch to close to near or whatever, near to close, whatever it is.
Yep.
So
I mean,
They have
he
zones,
should,
right?
He should,
So I think I
he
could
should
do
be able
one-
yeah,
to
if you want to
like-
use both your actions, you can get all the way into
I'm
the
just
attic,
going up
for
because
sure.
I figured that'd be like second floor attic would be like 2 zones, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go up there and throw wide the door and see what I
All
see.
right.
Yeah.
You throw
Big
wide
Bob.
the attic door, and you are hit with a powerful stench of death.
Yep.
It is overwhelming. It is just rotting flesh, putrefaction, that spoiled lipid smell, copper tang of blood, rank, nasty fucking meat. It's definitely coming from this room. The room itself has a large 4-poster bed in it. There's like different dresses and gowns and stuff just sort of piled haphazardly on it. The sheets are kind of a mess. There are various paintings and instruments kind of scattered about, tucked into corners, piled on top of the vanity, in all sorts of places. Shoes are no shoes, actually. No shoes are strewn about. There's a suspicious lack of shoes.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yep.
jewelry, like a jewelry box just kind of hanging open, and different pieces and stuff are kind of like tangled together. It's very disorganized. It's a fancy lady's room who has many fancy lady things, but does not have a maid that picks up after her.
Too, like, so I mean, the smell of meat is the most, like, the dead smell. Like, are there any rotting bodies around? And this place just
There are
like
some flies and things buzzing around. You don't see any rotting bodies in the main room. There is a closet door. That is the only other door in this room, and there are also no windows.
Yeah.
Really?
All right. I mean,
That's
if I can do the closet this round, I'm going to do it. If you want to make me wait till someone else comes, that's fine.
Let me think here. Cecilia is next anyway. Cecilia, are you going up with her?
Yeah.
We'll let you two arrive for this round and scene together, and you can open the closet door, Rosalie.
I will I'll look at Cecilia and just open the closet.
There are bodies in the closet, like a lot of them. They're sort of stacked like cordwood almost, just piled on top of each other. A mound of just from the glance of it, you haven't dug through the pile, but young men, in various states of decay. Some of the ones more toward the bottom are quite wet and like putrid.
Yep.
The ones on the first two on the top are still, they're, bloated and mottled, and flies and stuff are buzzing in them, but they are still quite meaty and whole. And they're just like carelessly stacked in the pile stuffed in the closet.
You see,
There's a mountain of
put them
bodies
downstairs in the coal. That's where you
probably
put them.
about high as your chest.
This is the mistake she's making. All right. I'm just like.
They are also in various states of having been, it looks like, eaten. Some of them, like the meat is like completely stripped off of one arm. Most of them have wounds to their necks. Some of them are like wearing fully dressed. Some of them have had articles of clothing, pants or shirts torn away, and meat has been clearly like chewed or picked off of them.
My friend Björn, painter, amongst the pile.
James, right?
Not from just looking at it from standing there. You don't
but
see him near the top, basically.
Kind of back up and like, I don't know if Cecilia wants to look or not, but I'm just kind of like back up and look away.
No, she was next to you when you opened it. Cecilia saw everything.
Let's make a fear test.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull that up. Let's make a fucking fear test.
What do we have to roll for this?
This is horrifying.
It's either logic or empathy. Yeah, it's either logic or empathy.
And describe basically how you're using either your emotions or rationalization to make this better or survivable in some way. And then you roll that stat and you need a number of successes equal to the fear rating, I think. Is that how it works? Yep.
Yeah.
Kent knows the fear rolls better than me because he always fails.
Because I always fail them.
All right, I'm going to use empathy.
So the fear value for this, this
definitely at least a 2, maybe a 3.
This might be a 3 because it's for a fear value of 3, it is unbearable, mass grave, tied up, and subject to serious violence. A 2 is a werewolf or dead children. And 1 is just a bloody corpse.
We will call this one a 2 because though it is a lot of bodies, it's not quite the mass grave level of kind of dispassionate warfare level genocidal killing type thing.
All right, let me roll. I'm also using empathy.
So but I have to justify my empathy and how it's helping me here, right? Or what I'm using, right?
Or just describe. Yeah.
So yeah.
So empathy can go both ways because it's like relating to people, but it's also like being cold as well, right? Like its dark sister would be like sociopathy, right?
I mean, girls gotta eat.
So
that's more logic, though. Isn't that more logic, though?
So what I'm more going with
Rosalie. These men do kind of suck.
Rosalie spent a lot of time in an institution. She was like put away for 10 years and has seen some really awful shit. And so like, this is bad, but like maybe slightly worse than something she's seen. I'm sure they weren't stocking dead bodies in Bedlam, but like
fair. It's like your empathetic capacity. I understand.
Right, has been reduced, right? Yeah. That's what
you look at this pile of bodies and you're like, there are worse things.
So I'm not saying that. Yeah, they could be women. No. Also.
You know what? Yeah, fucking Jack the Ripper gets away with this shit all the time. What is this? Like, it's about time.
Also,
it's nice to see women promoted to traditionally masculine roles, like serial killer.
She does stand Kitty a little bit, so she's gonna like be on. She's a little bit of
a radical feminist.
Yeah.
No. I only have 1 success though.
Oh.
1 success is not enough.
You could push and or reroll.
You can push. That is, you take your success, put it aside, reroll all other dice.
I think pushing.
No.
I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
you bank your
condition
successes.
if I don't,
yes.
right? Yeah, you bank. Yeah, we looked that up last time. Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah, we did.
Let me ask you a question before I do that. The consequences of this would be a condition.
No, if for failing a fear roll, I will say that one of the consequences is you freeze and do nothing for several rounds, which could be bad in a burning house.
No, but you do take a condition to push.
You do
I fail.
No. Even if you succeed, you take
Even
a
if I
condition to
succeed.
push.
Correct.
Yes, that is the cost of pushing.
So when you
Usually push when a condition is less bad than the consequences of failure.
For sure.
I think that they are. So I am gonna push my roll. I'm not gonna use a reroll yet. I'm going to push here. And it works because I get one more success. And I'm going to take the mental condition, frightened.
See, that makes fucking sense. This is
Yep.
terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, make sure there. All right, so Rosalie, it is horrifying. It is in your stomach. It is in your mouth. Not sure you'll ever be able to shake that taste on your tongue. But you've also you have been subject to terrible things before. You have seen people do terrible things to each other. If this is the worst thing that you have ever seen, you're certain in your grim life you will likely see worse someday from here. And you sort of lead into that jadedness, and you move on. You put it away for now. You put it into that place that you have put all of your other little terrible things.
Push it down
for the time being. There's a little more room. Cecilia.
Yeah, so Cecilia is like in her attempt to not think about this as what it literally means. She's trying to let herself remember it to later use this in a story. She's trying
immediately going down the road. This is field research.
She is trying to turn fear into success, like not success, but like fear into like this will be good for others to read. This isn't just for me now. And so she's trying to like take in the details so she can describe it properly later.
You're like, I don't think I've ever read about a Jacqueline Ripper, so someone would want to.
Yeah. Is that logic or empathy? I was aiming for empathy, but I can roll logic if that makes more sense. It's a 1 die difference.
Honestly, that feels more logical. That's calculating. That's like, you know what? I can make money off of this.
Yeah,
we can sell it.
I will roll logic. So I got 1 success.
1 success. Do you want to push?
Well,
So consequences of failure is you become terrified. You roll a 6-sided dice to see how many rounds it takes to regain control of yourself, and then you choose between flee, freeze, faint, or attack, and you will do that for that number of rounds.
And that's the consequence of failure if I push, right?
That's the consequence of failure if you fail
you
the fear
fail.
test. If you push, you just take a condition, a mental condition.
But if
And
I
then-
push and then fail, it's same
If you
thing.
push and then fail, you get both. You'll get the condition for pushing and you'll be terrified
Cool.
and pick one of those things for 6 rounds.
Fuck it, we ball. I will take frightened. Okay,
All
thank
right.
fucking God we got there.
We probably
Much
just
like
grab each other
different
and
than
just, like,
Rosalie,
yeah.
you look at this and you remember, you use it to lean in your motivation. You're like, what does this smell like? How will I describe this in words? And you sort of start making mental notes about describing the smell, the writhing of the maggots, the sound, because there is sound inside of that closet, and it is a singular sound of activity. It's
Eating
warm
maggots.
in the closet. It's warmer than it is outside of the closet. And then you make all of these little notes about how to really paint this viscerally forever.
Yep.
But you are in control of yourself. All right, that was Cecilia. It is all my buds downstairs. So Riley has just finished tackling and getting up, and he turns around and like 3 other artists have grabbed things and have started to light them on fire. One of them's got like a rolled up piece of canvas. He goes over and lights it off of one of the gas lamps in the hallway, and then he just fucking like chucks it at a pile of rags. Another one
Shit.
heads into the kitchen with like a purpose. And the third one in this room, let's see here. Third one in this room heads to the main fireplace and grabs one of the burning logs out of the fire with his bare hands. The flames immediately start to sizzle and redden his hands, but he takes the log as his hand burns, blisters, and brings the flames right under one of the drapes, lighting the curtains. A couple of the other artists in the room are like, "What are you doing? Like, no, like, stop, stop." One of them grabs like a pillow and goes over and starts to like beat the drapes. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? But they've got sort of a nobody home looks on their faces right now. And a clamor is beginning to rise. It is not full-blown panic in here yet, but should those flames catch and grow faster, it will rapidly become so. Right now, a lot of folks are confused.
Mm-hmm.
That is 8 of cups. 9 of cups. That is you, Nora.
That is me. I am like holding myself up from the floor. I'm kind of just looking around at first, trying to get my bearings.
You no longer look like Martin, right? Did you drop it or?
I think you had me drop it. I
Okay,
no longer look like Martin. I look like Nora. But I'm looking around at all of the people moving and things like that. But once I've kind of once my mind is kind of settled on where I am and what has happened, I am dashing for the stairs. Getting up and running for the stairs.
All right, Nora, you. We will say you can make it sort of like into the stairway to the attic, but not quite all the way up because you had to pick yourself up from prone.
Yeah, right.
She goes running upstairs too. Riley, all of your friends are moving higher into the building.
So,
Riley, it is
we
your
trust
turn.
you to handle this.
Well, shit.
I forgot for fear tests, you get an additional die for other.
Oh yeah, for other
that's true, for
players
friendlies
being
in your
yes,
vicinity.
yeah, for each
Passed,
person.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sure.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah,
It's
you
only a
have to, like,
plus.
stand terrifying things with a bud next to you.
Yeah, I think it's a +1 per person up to 3.
Up to
Yes,
3.
correct. Good memory, Kent.
Kent's been through it a lot, obviously.
Yeah,
He really
through the
has.
shit.
He failed even after pushing. He took special traits, continued to fail.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Literally?
was motivated to get traits to give him bonuses on fear tests.
So that is, I had a D&D character who literally his title became Toraf the Scared because he continually failed. He continually like always failed whole person saving throws and would just like freeze up, and all his friends would be like, "Oh, you were too afraid to fight," because he was a fighter, and so that was what he was famous for. Yeah,
that was good.
brave Sir Robin.
My in our
Bravely
home
ran
base,
away.
he is brave, Sir Robin, brave, Sir Robin, brave, Sir Robin.
my character was the officer, and the first time he froze right before a big fight, and the second time he tried killing Jess's character.
That's hysterical.
Yep.
Yeah, got possessed.
But shit, several people. So Nora just
Dashes up the stairs.
Several people.
At least 3 people in the
shit on
parlor right
fire.
now are lighting shit on fire. One of them is holding a burning log, or 2 people in the parlor lighting shit on fire. One person with that very vacant, possessed look on their face went into the kitchen and is now unsupervised in there.
I'm going to yell at the artists to like surrounding the 2 vacant people to try and knock those 2 out. They're clearly not in their right minds, and get out of the house.
You're like, grab them, it's the absinthe.
I'm going to head myself into the kitchen to see where that other one went, and hopefully
Alright.
stop a
We're gonna have you
full-on
make a
house
test
fire.
to get the artists to listen to you.
Yeah, that's what
What we're gonna do.
Manipulation? Inspiration.
Ooh.
You know, I think it might actually be inspiration because it's manipulation is more of like a one-on-one thing. I think inspiration is more inspiring or moving crowds to action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think also manipulation is lying, whereas inspiration might be like, I mean, this
Manipulation
is,
can also be persuasion, but
okay.
I think inspiration in this particular setting, you need to
chat.
command attention and direct a crowd.
All right, chat. I started a new thing called a prediction. There is a prediction now up that you can spend channel points on. We are
Ooh.
guessing if the house will burn down or not.
Nice.
I want to see.
We're
who
making
has-
a pool here. What are our odds?
I want to see who has
So
faith.
really, we're betting on Riley.
Yeah.
I'm just checking my.
The average Victorian would be entirely unsurprised that the man is the only one actually doing something to prevent the house from burning down in this situation. I'm just saying. All these hysterical women running upstairs. Ha ha.
Yeah, you're
10.
running in the wrong direction.
10,
Two of them
10
don't
for
even know what's
burning.
happening.
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
running in the right
even-
direction for horror.
I wouldn't even think that Riley may not even notice Nora running up the stairs.
She has to
Because
run across the entire reception hall floor to get there. So I think at some point she crosses your line of view, but
yeah,
Just
but like
distracted by fire. Yeah.
oh yeah, like that is not your main concern right now. Yeah,
that
Yeah.
that is not my main concern right now. So like the fact that like a
like
dude
go wherever
literally
you want. I need
He's
to
like,
stop people
she's
from lighting the house
running.
on fire.
Yeah. He's like, good. She's running out of the house. Like, runs
literally a
past me.
dude reached
deeper
into the
into the
fire
house.
barehanded, grabbed a log.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
all right. Well, this is probably not going to work because I only got 2 dice. Because I have 2 conditions.
It's so funny to just see Hercules' head just like dead behind. Just
He has faith in his dad.
That
Aw.
is 2 4s, not a success.
Use a reroll. You can use up the precious reroll.
You have 2.
Ooh.
We're low.
Hmm.
We're low.
I'm sure chat will feed us rerolls. Don't worry about it.
If needed.
Or
Yeah,
they
I'm
won't.
gonna
They'll be like,
use-
I want to see you guys struggle, and they'll just purposely
that's
withhold
fine
them.
too.
That's
No.
fine too.
I am
You
going to
don't
use
have
one
to
of
beat
those
grand finale.
Good
Okay.
job, Kent.
All right.
to a success of 2 3s. So no.
Oh.
Oh.
You start shouting at the artist, trying to get them to like, it's like stop them. They're out of their minds. Like drag them outside. And you sound remarkably like the other artists who have started like shouting in confusion, like, "What are you doing, man? Like,
Yep.
stop! Like, Brad, where's Kitty?" Like, and your
Fucking
voice just
Brad.
kind of like the tenor of your voice, the pitch of it, and everything just sort of blends in with the general clamor, and
Mhm.
nobody pays much attention to you. Do you still head to the kitchen?
I still go to the kitchen, yes.
You head to the kitchen. The person in there has shut all of the windows and turned all of the burners on the stove on, and also opened the stove as well.
Yes. I was
You walk
just
into
gonna
the
ask.
smell
Oh,
of
yeah.
gas.
I was just gonna ask if there were gas stoves at this time. Yes. Explosions.
And that is what is
First time
happening in
chat.
there.
So I smell gas. Do I see someone? Do I see the artist like at the stove or whatever?
When you come in, they're like opening the stove. The burners are on and running, and they've just like opened the main oven.
Yep. I'm just gonna go for the good old fashioned tackle again. That seemed to work the last time.
Hell yeah.
I think it took your main action to do the inspire test, so you might have to wait till next turn.
That is it. Let me give that
I
a
think.
look.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen what actions cost what.
Inspiration.
You have
That's
a
an
Because
fast
you have
action, a
you
slow
have a
action.
fast and a
Yeah.
slow. Yeah. So probably yeah.
I would say it's probably
Yep,
a slow action.
slow actions are skills like persuade or manipulate. This was sort of the
Mhm.
similar thing.
Yeah.
And fast action would be to move to the kitchen.
Just
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So you walk in and you just like walk in and they're like, and you're like, shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Back
about to
suit?
be exploded.
Rosalie, it takes a little while. It's not like an instant thing. Like it takes a while for enough gas to build up in a room to
Yeah.
be ignitable. So
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of like swaying and probably like have my arm on Cecilia, and I'm just like trying not to barf.
Yep.
And then I get hold of myself, and I'm like, well, we know where they are.
Yeah. We should go.
Search this bitch's room.
all right, you can go ahead and make a
I'm just gonna see what I can
it's
find.
investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I can find, maybe I can find something to use against her. I don't know. Maybe I can find some sort of cool occult thing. I'm just going to see what I
a
can
book.
find. Right.
Get us
The
books.
I have
No,
one
this
success.
is our finale, but still.
One success. Loot the weird monster woman's bedroom. Yeah.
I think her bedroom is relatively normal, but let me double check. Aside from the mountain of corpses,
And a suspicious
check
lack
one
of
thing real quick.
shoes.
And a suspicious lack of shoes. With the one success, I would say you certainly do note that there are no shoes. She has like mountains and mountains of dresses and corsets and undergarments and jewelry and hair clips and things.
Right.
There's not a single pair of shoes.
I totally forgot about this, but we still have the
Oh,
envelope
yeah.
ready.
Nice,
Doc
nice,
just
nice.
said
Yep.
said something in chat. I
Nice.
just remembered. So we have this ready. It has not moved for 2 weeks.
No
Tails,
shoes.
yeah.
All right. If she has any nice jewelry, I'll just grab something for myself then. If I can't find anything else,
You can grab like a fistful of jewelry.
all right, I'll
The
give
queen.
something. I'll grab some. Cecilia and I'll split this later. Maybe I'll give some to Nora.
Let me just, where the heck is it? Sorry, this thing is so long.
Riley just sitting in the corner dealing with the consequences of everything that happened, and the girls are having a jewelry swap. It's like, it's fine. We're all so mentally fucked up that we're just ready. We're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
If that's my long action, then I would. I think my short action will be moving out onto the first floor. I won't be able to get downstairs, but I'll start heading back downstairs.
Yep, yeah, nothing else of note in your quick ransacking the thing. There's lots of bits of art and instruments and things, as I said before, fancy lady things. Nothing seems unusual or like occult or catches your eye like that. Grab a fistful of jewelry out of the box, so no problem.
I kind of grab it, look at Cecilia, and be like, "What? It's just going to go to waste.
I'm
But,
not judging.
We should probably find the others and see what they are. It sounds like there's some. I mean, they should be here by now, right?"
I heard
You hear
something.
steps coming up the stairs.
Let's get out of here because we don't want to be caught in her room.
Okay, we'll get out of there and start heading back.
Cecilia and Rosalie head back into the little hallway staircase to the attic where they cross you, Martin, coming up the stairs. Not Martin, Nora.
Yes.
And it will be your turn in just a moment, Nora. Downstairs, the artists who are lighting things on fire. Stuff starts to escalate in the parlor. People are wrestling each other and knocking things over and shouting. Somebody's yelling, "It's what Kitty wanted." And somebody's like, "Oh fuck! Oh god!" In the kitchen, the artist who has just opened the oven turns and looks at you, and is going to advance and fight you. Keep you
okay.
away from their oven.
Really?
We'll turn to the typical artist here.
Mm.
It's Ralph.
Didn't know he had it in him.
He turns to you and he pulls the quill out of his pocket, pulls the cap off, and it's a tiny little knife.
Amazing.
Nice. How very artist.
Just, huh? Ah!
Yep, he is going to attempt to fight you. It's not the greatest. Oh, he did get one success, though. He comes at you with that little penknife, Riley. Boom. So you can use an action to defend.
And then
However,
you lose your action for your
if you
turn.
defend, nope. Dodging is a reaction, so it's a fast action. You'll still get your slow action. It just means you can't also move and take a slow action if you use your fast action to defend.
What is mine?
Shoot him, Riley.
Or
He
you
does
can
have the
also
gun.
choose to parry. You can parry unarmed. You just use force
lame
instead of close
detective.
combat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I have 3 for physique, 1 for force, but I have a physical condition, so I have 3 dice. And that is, I got 1 success.
1 success. I think you parry it if you meet the number of dice. So he comes at you just like overhead, like stab towards your face, and you're like, oh, just with your forearm, you kind of block his incoming arm. He's got like a snarl on his face.
Oh boy.
He looks like he's going to keep making this an issue. But that is his turn. Shoot. Nora.
I am just kind of rushing past Cecilia and Rosalie. I'm not even really stopping there.
Nora, no.
Yeah.
Wait.
Dude, you don't.
Yeah, I'm
want
just
to-
rushing.
You don't.
past them.
She blazes into the room. Nora, you blaze into the room. Did you close the closet,
Nope.
ladies? The room smells fucking horrible. That rancid stench of death, much as what you feared would be behind that door. You see all of the fancy gowns and instruments and things just strewn about. But that
Only
closet door
looking
is
for one
wide
thing.
open, and you see, like the first thing that stands out of the pile to you is like a man's arm, just like hanging, sort of between a few other men out of the pile. There's a pile of dead guys stacked like cordwood in there.
I do
Yeah.
believe also she would have to make a fear test.
Yes, fear test.
This.
Doing. Yeah, I will also do empathy, just similar to Rosalie. I don't think I've seen quite as many horrible things as she has, but
Sawed a guy in half. I mean,
yeah,
you
I
know.
Sawed a man
I
in
have
half.
some gore in me.
Some
Some
gore.
emotional
I have
capacity.
some gore in me.
Technically, we all have some gore in us.
I am going to push. So I'll take hopeless. I already have frightened.
Yeah, you're like, wow, he's definitely in there, and it just crushes you.
I've only got one success.
One success is not enough, so
Yeah.
you will roll a d6, my dear. Or actually, I rolled a d6.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I'm the DM.
Mhm.
I rolled a d6 for 4 rounds, my
Yes.
dear. You are stuck in the throes of fear. You do get to choose the way that the fear manifests within you. You can flee, in which case you must use all of your actions to flee from the thing that frightens you. There is no time to pick things up, talk, or help someone else. You choose the nearest and fastest way out. Freeze. Your body refuses to move, rendering you completely immobile. You cannot talk or perform any actions whatsoever. If you are in a dark or concealed position, it takes a successful vigilance test to spot you, but you are not. You can faint. Your body goes limp, and a veil of darkness descends over the world. If laying in a blur, you can attack. You attack the nearest hostile person or creature with whatever weapon you are currently holding. You lose the ability to make strategic choices and will not stop attacking until the enemy is vanquished. You cannot perform any fast actions. If there are no enemies nearby, you explode in a fit of rage and start breaking things around you.
I am for sure going to freeze. I just stop in front of the closet and I am just staring.
There's a pile of dead young men, and so many of them look so much like Martin. Gil.
Wow. Yeah. Her
Any
stomach-
number of the young men in your life that you've met in the arts and theaters and performing scenes. And as you stare, you see just the back of a head of kind of red curls somewhere in the middle of the pile. And you just stare at that. Excellent. Riley.
Well, I think I'm going to commence with the fighting.
Headbutt.
I do have probably not enough time to take this out. I do have some brass knuckles, but
not hard to slip on.
no.
You just stick your hand in your pocket and then you just take your hand back out of your pocket.
True.
When someone's trying to stab you, that's a little hard.
Yeah, when they're trying to use the
penknife of death.
the pen knife.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Sometimes the pen is the sword.
Come on now, he's an artist.
Yeah. This guy definitely got stuffed in his locker at Eaton, Riley. You're Irish. You got this, man.
Come
You
on.
got this, Riley.
You're Irish, you got this.
Kid is fresh out of the locker. Kick his ass.
Beat this
All right, I'm
British
going
boy
to
up for your homeland.
As I say, I think most of us are artists here. In some sense. Writers.
Yeah, Riley is too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant us as real people.
As people, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no,
I was like
absolutely.
surrounded by writers right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I've done my time in lockers. But
one success.
And I purposely tried to fit ourselves in lockers.
One success. All
Just
right.
to see if we would fit.
He is going to try to parry.
Uh,
Mm. So bad. No. Riley, what do you do to him?
I'm basically just gonna block, and I'm gonna. I think I only
Sock him right
deal
in the
one.
face.
Yeah, I think I only deal one damage. Which dealing damage, it is conditions.
Yep.
But yeah,
I don't think you need to pick. You just deal damage.
I just deal.
Yeah, you don't pick
deal
the
a,
condition. I'm just wondering, like, what your attack was. Did you take the
Yes.
brass knuckles out? Did you?
I
like,
did take the brass
headbutt him?
knuckles out. I
You're Irish. You blocked the one in the other hand was already in the pocket. Grabbed the
Yeah.
brass knuckles, and then just
Yeah.
he's a boyo.
Yeah.
right in the jaw. You knock a tooth
Yeah.
loose, and he just goes down like a sack of bricks. Riley,
yeah.
Wow, why does this sound familiar?
and bam, because he's Irish. He is not getting back up. He is out cold. He had that pale, like sickly, like will not survive the winter Victorian child look at him. He's just down.
Having the weirdest deja vu.
All
Like,
right,
I've heard
Riley,
this sequence
that
of
was
events
your
before.
slow action. You still have a fast action.
I do not have a fast action. My fast action was
You
to
dodged,
to
blocked.
parry.
Oh, you did.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, so
Yeah.
that is your exchange there.
Yes.
The Ace of Cups. Rosalie.
Do we notice that Nora just freezes and she's just standing there?
Yeah,
She
that's-
runs upstairs and she doesn't come back out
Oh, God damn it.
or
I'll run
scream
back.
or anything, really.
I'll run back and just be like, Nora, there's nothing to see in there. And I'm just going to take her and like try to direct her out.
Hmm.
I don't know what I could do, but what I would do if I can do it would just be to push her. To like, to get
I
my
don't think
arm
you can. I don't think you can
don't
do
think I
much
can,
at
no.
all. She doesn't follow you either, though. You kind of have to like grab her from behind and sort of like drag her. Her legs like kick like a little bit to try to keep her upright, but she doesn't actually like walk really.
I'm just going to
yeah.
start. I'm not the
That's fair.
strongest person, so I'm just going to start. How big is Nora?
Not
she
big.
starts to like
very small.
hyperventilate. She's taking like short, quick, shallow breaths.
Right. All right. I'm just going to like, grab her, get her under her arms and just kind of like, Cecilia, please, dear. She's. And I'm just, as I like start dragging her, I'm just going to be like, there's nothing we can do for them now, Nora. Don't focus on them. We need to get out of here. And just kind of try to keep her, try to get through to her. I know I'm not going to, but that's what Rosalie's going to do.
yeah, when they get to Cecilia, she will kind of nudge Rosalie away and get basically one of Nora's arms on each of their
There we go.
shoulders, and they'll hold her together by the waist and try and bring her downstairs.
Right. You manage to drag her down the stairs this way. You're a bit slower going this way, so we'll say that you can together get to sort of the top of the stairs into the parlor where you see fire holding Nora. Her legs and feet kind of like bump and like hit and scuff all the way down the steps. What kind of shoes are you wearing, Nora?
What kind of shoes am I wearing? I don't know if this existed back then, but they're probably just like ballet flats. They're just like
Flats. She
Flat.
loses both of her shoes
Yeah.
Oh,
in the process of coming down the stairs.
yeah.
I was looking for really, are they flats or are they like little ankle boots or something, little riding boots? Which
Little
might sit on.
heels.
Yeah. They're gone.
they're just regular flats.
You get to the top of the flight of stairs and a couple steps down, and the parlor, there's smoke starting to fill and hover near the ceiling. A pile of canvases and like paintings has completely caught flames, and the flames are starting to trickle onto a nearby thing of curtains. Another artist has sort of torn some curtains off of a window and is like furiously beating them with like a pillow to try to put them out. and a guy is still holding like a flaming log, and he walks to like the center of the room and he chucks the flaming log onto a divan. You hear a couple artists kind of run to the front door, throw the door open, and run like out into the yard. And it just sounds like there's like a lot of panic. Somebody's like shouting someone's name, like, you gotta like get up, get out of here, like wake up, like chaos. So that is what the artists in there are doing. Chaos, what's his face, is taken asleep. People are starting to like kind of run back and forth looking for others that they don't know where they are. So not everybody is fleeing the building. A couple artists have, but some artists are like going up, like running past you upstairs, like shouting for another like name and things. And the parlor is very smoky for sure. Starting to trickle like up the stairs and whatnot. 9 of Cups is Nora is paralyzed. Riley.
Me. Well, I think I'm gonna. Is there a back door to the kitchen, like to that leads outside?
Let me take a peek-see. There is not. There is a large window in the kitchen that is currently shut, but other than that, there are no other ways out of. Oh, actually, there's a side door. It's not a back door. The door you came in from the parlor, right next to it is another door that leads onto the porch.
Okay.
But they're not like right next to each other.
I'm going to take this now unconscious dude and drag him out onto the porch and outside.
Leaving the door open, I'm sure. Help
Yes.
vent gas. All right, you drag him onto the porch. You see a couple other artists kind of running out the door near the reception hall. Some of them kind of like stand on the porch and like shout back inside. Not looking good. Rosalie.
So I'm picturing like this staircase that goes right down into like the parlor and a big front door. But this place is like, would we be able to maneuver and get out, or do we have to find another way out? Is it too smoky and fiery to get through here to get outside?
It is not yet too smoky and fiery to get through here to get outside, but it will be probably in the next round or two. So if you go now, you can go.
I'll just look at Cecilia and be like, we have to get out of here. And just start looking for the most direct away from fire route. Like if we see the way Kent went, and that seems like more clear, people will go that way. The way Riley went. Or if we just see the front door, we'll just go right out the front door, whichever
the front door
looks the most
is
obvious.
Easier to get to from the stairs than the porch.
That's what we'll do. The most obvious one.
Yeah, Cecilia's same thing, making sure that Rosalie and Nora get out with her.
Yep, you go right down the stairs, kind of making a loop right around and out the front door. Onto the porch. It's like a step, actually. The porch is in the back. Onto the small stoop at the front door, and then down that short flight of stairs onto that cobbled path, dragging Nora with you. Is anybody going back in and attempting to rescue artists or extinguish fire? If not, and it's just kind of everyone fend for themselves, we will leave initiative.
I am going back in the house after 4 rounds.
Jesus. All right, it's been what, 2 so far that you've been paralyzed, I think?
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep going. You're gonna have to fight Nora. I love that. That is Cecilia in there. The artists inside are doing their crazy, chaotic artist thing. They have lost control of the fire in the parlor. The guy beating the curtains has kind of put out that fire, but the pile of canvases and now the divan, they're just like, they're gone. Especially the pile of canvases and the drapes when the fire's like crawling across the ceiling and the walls now. That corner is fucked. It's not long for this world. A couple more artists run out. A couple artists from outside run back in. Like herding cats. And you're paralyzed 3rd round, Nora. Riley.
I'm just going to call for Riley, like scream for him from the front yard to see if I can like, we don't know where he is, so I'm just gonna, just to see if we can like gather.
If you scream, Riley can hear you.
Yeah.
If is there any of the artists like in the back being like like a couple had run in. Do I actually hear them like with the intent of finding others?
Some of them are calling names, so you're pretty sure they're looking for like a friend or something, like some guy just screaming Allison over and over again. Some of them have just run inside and they're not screaming anything. A couple, like one of them stumbles out and he's got like an arm full of like paintings and stuff, like trying to save things. And work, like people are running out, like grabbing instruments and things, like desperately trying to save things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely a few people inside, or at least people believe that there are a few people inside. A lot of artists are going back in for their work, though. A couple folks is just sitting on, like Reg is just sitting on the lawn, like in the back right there. He's just like fucking lit a cigarette. He's just sitting, hair disheveled, just fucking watching it in shock and numbness and ennui, kind of.
Now I have to think about like what kind of person Riley is. Is he the type to actually literally run into a burning fire that try to help people?
I was gonna say, it depends on maybe the state of the fire too. Like Riley is fairly smart too to gauge the situation.
The gas in the kitchen is still running.
And that's probably going to make it so much worse. And now I gotta rethink about his.
You still also have a son to look for.
The gas to the building is still running.
Yeah. I don't know how much back then, how much like actual pipeline work is spread throughout the city.
A wealthier section would have a lot.
Yeah, the wealthy sections have gas streetlights. All the houses have gas hookups.
This is probably like
you're from like a little village in County Cork.
Yep.
You're probably not too familiar with kind of gas infrastructure like this.
True.
But I mean, you knew just from walking in there and being in there that like they have gas lights in every room.
Yeah. Yeah, Riley's just going to pull the unconscious guy more off the porch. And I think he's going to sit in the back, probably with Reg.
Just drag him away, like towards some bushes, and then you just fucking sit down.
Wait, no, fuck. He doesn't know that they left the front.
You can hear Rosalie screaming.
You heard Rosalie her name. Yep. I don't know that you make a test to see if it sounds, because it's across the building. Make a test to see if it sounds like she's outside or from inside the building.
Let's see. That's probably a vigilance.
Yep.
So that is my main stat, at least. +1 for my vigilance, -2 because I have conditions. And that is a failure.
All right. So in the kind of frenzy of everything, you heard Rosalie scream for you, and it sounded like she was inside the building.
Shit.
Oh no.
Shit.
God, I put up a poll too early. Shibby, is anyone gonna die?
You know what, Riley? Rosalie has always hated you. Like,
they've bonded recently.
She's also true. My one connection.
Gateway. That's right. You came here for her.
Son.
Ah, shit. That's right.
So Riley's running back into the burning house.
Shit.
Love it. The smoke stings your eyes as you re-enter the reception hall, which now visibility has been impacted by all of the smoke. It is a very smoky, thick, kind of greasy turpentine oil paint fucking fire.
Riley is going to take his handkerchief and kind of hold it to his face.
For whatever it does. All right, you are back in the house beginning to search for Rosalie. In the chaos.
In the chaos. The last I saw them, they were upstairs.
Yep. Rosalie, it's your turn. A comedy of errors.
So
I mean, you're just yelling Riley, like.
So I'm screaming for Riley.
Yeah.
He's not coming. So
You
I'm
also
gonna,
don't know where he is.
I also don't know where he is. I haven't heard from him because he didn't scream back. So I'm going to make the conclusion that he's still in there and he passed out somehow. And I'm just going to look at Cecilia and be like, stupid Irishman, if he goes and gets himself killed, just watch her. And I'm going to run in the house.
And
Rosalie,
Cecilia
my
will
God.
grab Nora.
You run into the parlor and it is
Oh
thick,
my
oily fucking
fucking
turpentine
God.
smoke that immediately seizes your senses and stings your eyes. Rosalie, make a vigilance test.
Vigilance. So I have 3 dice because I have a penalty for being frightened. So
You
I'm
know
gonna-
what? Oh, I increased the difficulty. Never mind. Continue.
you increase the difficulty? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
instead of giving penalties, I was like, this game, do I give you penalties? No, I just increased the difficulty
Oh, okay.
for bad circumstances.
Correct.
And I guess I'm just keeping my failure. I'm not leaving one of my rerolls. Thanks for that, Amber. Metagame. Yeah. So yeah, I fail.
You
But I
run
will
in,
scream
immediately
as I
start
run in.
coughing.
Trying to scream over my coughing through it for Riley.
All right. If you are calling for Riley, Riley can hear you. Maybe not see you though. You are both in the parlor right now. Cecilia, what do you do? Rosalie's just run back into the burning building.
Cecilia is going to try and get herself and Nora just across the street, just away from the fire, but where Riley and Rosalie could still very well see them easily when they get outside.
Just directly across onto the sidewalk.
Yep,
on the
trying
other
to
side of
get
the road.
herself and Nora just as like far away, but close enough for their friends to see them.
Yep. At this point, you notice that neighbors have noticed that this is happening. There's smoke billowing from the front door now. And you hear like some distant shouts of like, oh, like call the fire brigade, like call the fire brigade, call the police. And there's some people like running out of the nearby fancier houses in their fancier shoes, like at we'll say a jog, a brisk jog. They're not really running.
They sent their servants
About-
to help.
Yeah, they're helping, but not as fast as they possibly could.
A hasty jaunt, if you will.
A trot.
They go trotting for the fire brigade. They're like, would it be so bad if that house burned to the ground?
They're like, go and get help, but not too quickly now.
At a pace that is reasonable enough to save us shame in church. But no more. No more.
It's a shame what happened to all those artists. We tried to help.
Okay, that was Norm. This is everybody else is doing their thing and stuff. Nora, I think this is your last round paralyzed.
Correct. This is my round 4.
It's just gonna just turn into stupidity
Riley,
when
it is
she
your
goes
turn.
back.
You do hear Rosalie calling for you and choking somewhere in the smoke in the room.
Right. I am going to. Okay, yeah, no. I am going to try to find. I can hear her in the parlor. I'm going to try to find Rosalie through the smoke and whatnot. So I'm probably going to have to make a test. Probably another vigilance.
Vigilance, indeed.
Yep.
Mhm.
That is a success. I got 1-6. Or that is potentially a success. I have 1-6.
Staying at 1-6.
It's a lot of smoke.
It is
a lot of
very
fire.
easy to get disoriented. It's very easy to
Yeah.
get disoriented and
building.
lost in a burning building.
Yeah.
That was one
Yeah.
of the big dangers that
Yeah.
they kind of when I was going through fire training that
Yeah.
they did say like smoke will disorient you. Like
And the
There-
fire.
and the
Yeah,
fire.
true,
And the
true.
fumes. Yep.
Honestly, honestly, it's just the smoke. Like, there have been firefighters who, like, they end up trapped in the basement, and because of the smoke, they can't find their way out. And unfortunately,
Oh,
That
geez.
sucks.
yeah, a lot of the times they do end up panicking. And
Wow.
You start making your way toward Rosalie's voice in the kind of smoky parlor, and you can hear the shuffle and the coughing and the shouts of others moving about, the clatter of like furniture and things getting knocked over as people trip over stuff. Somebody screams like, Bran, we have to go. And then there's just this sound that a man makes. It's like between a growl and a roar. It's this completely unhinged, like savage sound. And a guy gets like thrown onto the floor in front of you, and the guy that goes down with him starts stabbing him. Like right in front of you, like you almost trip over them.
oh damn,
And you're like, oh shit. And then like you kind of backpedal to avoid going down in that fucking mess, whatever's going on over there. And you turn around and you can still hear Rosalie, but you can't see her. And Rosalie, you also hear that sound.
I'm
And
going
the,
to. If only you would like shout out my name, but I will continue to search
He's
for
in
him.
stealth mode.
I know, seriously.
so to be fair, Riley probably is, but he has his mouth covered, so it is probably not very loud.
Stoic Irishman. Okay.
Not even stoic at this
search
point.
for
It's
him.
just
Yeah. And continue screaming, and I'm just going to keep that failure. So we'll just die here. This is great.
Just moving around in the fire and the trampling.
Great finale.
Circles.
Rosalie, you're wandering around looking for him. You brush against the wall, knock a painting down, and the strong scent of gas wafting towards you. You're near like an open doorway, and there's kind of like an air current stream that sort of, you can see the swirl in the smoke, and it just brings in the powerful smell of gas where you're standing, and your heart's just fucking hammering in your throat and in your, like, right behind your ear in that soft spot, and you're like, oh fuck, we're gonna die in here. And there are people choking and screaming and running around and grabbing stuff, and things are breaking. And it's like full panic. Everybody in the building is panicking right now. A window gets broken somewhere. You hear the glass shatter. And can see like the current and the smoke kind of move, but it doesn't actually clear it. Not good. Not good. About to get worse. Cecilia, you are across the street at the sidewalk with Nora. You can see that the neighborhood is responding, albeit not the swiftest pace you've ever seen in the world. And smoke is now like billowing out of the Newford house. You see it coming out of windows, out of chimneys, out of the open doors. You can tell it's gotten bad inside. You can see like the flicker of orange flames behind on like some of the curtains and things on the parlor. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere. If anything, she's holding on tighter to Nora because she's terrified. And she's their two closest friends might just be gone, and she has no fucking clue what to do about it.
Just burning alive.
Yeah, so she's starting to freeze too. She's terrified.
Nora.
So for Nora, as she kind of comes into recognition,
First thing you feel is Cecilia's grip, like the pain of her grip on your arms. She's holding you so tight.
Yeah. But for Nora, like, this is her only chance. Like, this is the only possible chance that she has of kind of making up to this family and like redeeming anything. So she like has to know for certain that it is him, or if there's any hope possible for her to do anything. So she's gonna try and get back into the house.
All right, Cecilia has you, so we are going to do a sort of like grapple.
Okay.
That is going to be force versus force, I believe.
yes.
Okay.
Force v force.
You've got a really good chance again.
I
Nora.
was just gonna say it's the weak fighting the weak.
The weak fighting the weak.
Like,
Is physique also your 2 stat?
It is. I got 1 success.
All right. I got none success. Nora is out. We gotta tell the story, Christian.
We gotta tell the story. I love
Nora-
all these stooges going into the building.
Nora gets
you
out.
tear free of Cecilia. Her nails gouge your arm as you go. She was trying to hold on to you so tight. And you race across the street and into the just billowing smoke of the front door. Slaps you in the face. Super disorienting. Stings. You immediately start coughing. Your body just rejects the air. It's poison at this point.
Less serious, I do always have handkerchiefs up my sleeves, but like I do pull those out.
She pulls out like 30.
They're colorful, yeah. They're colorful. It's yeah. But this is a serious moment for her.
Put on your clown nose and you give it a honk.
Exactly. She is doing this, but like this is a serious moment for her.
You get back into the house and start to try to navigate toward the
Does
stairs.
she have to go
difficult.
past where Rosalie is?
You've actually made it to the other side of the room at this point.
Okay.
Thankfully, I'm not looking for people. I'm looking for a structure. So that should be kind of where it always is.
Hopefully, if it weren't for all the damn people in the way.
Fair.
Because you had to fight Cecilia, you basically get into the parlor and that's your turn.
Gotcha.
Doop, doop.
Perfect.
That was there. Riley.
Riley, after stumbling back from the murder that just happened in front of him, I assume Rosalie has been at least trying to yell for him.
Yes, you are aware that you are both in the same general vicinity.
Yep.
You can hear each other calling. It's not super clear the direction it's coming from. You're very disoriented, but you know you're both in this reception area.
Okay. Now I just need to...
You're gonna be like, I stand. Cecilia's gonna be like, guys.
They're gonna get out and she's gonna be like, did you see Nora? Like, what?
She was so close. So close.
How long does having a moment with your memento last?
Oh, you have to do that. Oh, go ahead. Your GM call. It's usually during like long downtime, I think.
You know, if it is usually during like a moment of quiet where you can connect, but if you describe to me something that's cinematically appropriate as the flames flicker around right here, we will grant it.
Yeah, let me just look at take a quick note of it.
We have moments in TV all the time like that, like and you look at the portrait, like
That's true.
The Titanic is going down and you're like fiddling.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
like I think ships sink pretty slow.
Yeah.
It's just that people
Slow
are
too,
screaming and running
but,
around and
yeah.
like chaos.
I had mentioned this in the chat. It's like, yeah, mementos, houses burn pretty slow, but not when they're filled with paint and oil.
Yeah. Oh, paint and oil. That's true.
And now
like
Bogey
hard
Front-
liquor too. Like there's just a lot of flammable shit everywhere. It's like a hoarder's house with
and
like
now there's basically a
turpentine rags.
wind tunnel
Yep.
in this house that because
Full of
both
gas.
front and back doors are open.
Yeah, a couple windows are broken too. Yep.
So this house is going up pretty quick. But that is the mementos. Description, conditions. Oh, wait, you can use your healing condition. Roll table. You can use your memento to heal a condition by interacting with it. Explain how you use the item in question. The GM has the final say. That is as far as it goes.
Is it any condition or just the mental? I thought it
Heal
was just
a
mental.
condition by interacting with it. Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Because
When it heals
like-
a physical condition, it gives you like the will to push past
exactly.
the injury
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yep, makes sense.
So, because I need to have at least a little bit more
Like, I need more dimes.
I need one more. I also need to not be so close to being broken on the mental side.
Yeah, we're going to need those later, I think.
So Riley is going to pull out his pocket watch with the photo of his family in it, specifically looking towards his young son in the photo, and knowing that the closest connection he has to finding him again is currently somewhere in this burning house, somewhere in this smoke-filled room, and that like he needs to get both of us need to get out of here.
Right. Riley, go ahead and heal a condition.
All right.
You're doing it for your child.
I'm going to get rid of I had the angry and the frightened condition. I'm going to get rid of the angry condition because being in a burning house is still frightening. But so I'm going to call out to Rosalie to hopefully find her better. And
if
another
I hear that, and I will yell to him where I am.
Roll
Do you
another.
know where you
I'm in
are?
a corner.
I was like, do you know where you are?
There's gas, which is actually a good clue.
Cassie door.
Right? Is that where I went to, basically?
You're next to the kitchen.
Oh, fuck. I'm thinking blown up.
Yep.
I'm going to
In
get
a
roasted.
corner, there's gas. Riley's like, I know the gas corner.
Okay.
I just want you guys all to know that so far the prediction of will any of us die, everyone that's voted has said yes, that someone in the party will die.
It's going to be Nora.
That's why I opened the poll up to anybody, because all three of you fuckers.
I was one of the ones that voted someone's gonna die.
Yeah, I
know.
Oh, God.
So I have one success. And I'm going to push now that I have a freed up thing and I'm not so close to being broken. I'm gonna take the hopeless because he's feeling kind of hopeless right now.
Yeah. His last string is slipping away.
And
both of our last strings are slipping away.
That is one more success. So 4-2.
Yours is actually alive, though, to be fair.
Yep.
Mine's like definitely dead.
Oop.
Amber?
I'm sending a message to
okay.
Someone real quick.
I gotcha.
All right. Sorry, what was that, Riley?
I had 2 successes after I pushed.
2 successes. That is enough. You push your way through the crowd, knocking one of the artists down. You hit someone small. You hear them fall. You don't know if they're going to be able to get up or out again, but you manage to fight your way through the chaos of the crowd back toward the kitchen. We're pretty sure it's where the strong smell of gas is. And you slam like right into Rosalie, and there's a moment of confusion there before you realize it's each other, and you're just kind of gripping at each other's clothing in a panic, coughing, wheezing, eyes burning. You are also right next to a window, though. You know that. You're like, Rosalie actually, when you like bump into her, she like bumps into the window. So you find her. You still have. It probably took your full action to navigate and find out.
Yeah.
Honestly, there. Yep. So you have each other. You have hands on.
Yep.
I'm gonna offer that to you in game, Jess. I just wanted to tell you the mechanical consequences privately of like what it would be. I will narratively offer it to you. Okay.
Gotcha. I was like,
Riley. Like, but what for?
I was like, they sound shitty.
Rosalie, it is your turn. Riley is coughing with you, holding on to each other. You're supporting each other a little bit at this point. You are at the beginning of the round, so a new mechanic is in play now. Riley, make a force. Not Riley. Rosalie, make a force test.
Oh, I'm really bad at this. Okay. Success. Hey.
All right, you are okay for now. You're coughing. It's really, really hard to breathe. Your head is spinning right now. You do not take a condition this time,
All right.
but things are urgent.
No worries. He's right there. I'm going to smack him in the face. I'd be like, you stupid fucking Irishman. Why'd you go back in? Very weak slap. And then there's a window right behind us.
Yep, there's a window at your back, Rosalie.
Let's break it.
Oh, fuck this window.
Yep.
Go ahead. Never mind.
I have a knife, which I'll just pull out and shatter the window with.
Use like the pummel or
Yeah.
something hard.
Yep.
I won't make you roll for that. You do shatter the window. It does cause a huge flare of flames and a torrent of gas air to light toward you. Fire.
You should have just jumped. Just dived.
Yeah.
Tackled. Yeah.
I don't think Rosalie's big enough to break a window on her own, honestly. She would just be like,
Yeah, that's
wah,
fair.
poof. Yeah.
That's fair.
You and Riley are going to catch fire. It's just going to catch fire. You are not completely engulfed in flames. It is not your whole body, but like Rosalie, your skirts have caught fire. There's some fire in Riley. Do you have a beard or just hair?
Riley has some facial hair. Yeah.
Some of your facial hair is on fire, Riley. So you are on fire in small amounts. It is still very concerning.
But
Nice.
can we jump out the window?
Yes, it would be your fast action to
Yeah.
break your slow action to break the window, and then you can, for your fast action
I'm going
move,
to
I'll let
grab
you
him
drag
so I
Riley with
don't
you.
let
You're
go of him,
basically on top
and
of
I'm
each
just going
other.
to drag him out the window. And he can land on top of me, and we can have like one of those, like, tension moments.
It would be a tension moment if you weren't both on fire. So like you fall, you spill out of the house as the huge flare of flames sweep over you, igniting clothes and loose hair, and you fall out onto the porch, and Riley lands on top of you, and there's a moment where that would be romantic, except his face is literally on fire. You're like, instead of a quiet moment, you just look at each other and he goes, ah!
Hydrate.
Love that. Love that for you guys. Okay, nice job, Rosalie. Four of Cups is Cecilia.
Oh, poor Cecilia.
Bro,
Please
She's
don't
just
go
out
in the
there
house,
freaking
Cecilia.
out, crying.
Please don't go in the house.
is there any sign of any help coming?
You can hear a bell in the distance, like a
Okay.
fire bell.
Thank God.
You don't see the fire wagon yet, but you hear the bell.
It's something. So she'll just scream out towards her friends, just wherever they are in the house, just Rosalie, Riley, Nora, get out! The fire brigade is on their way. Come on. And she's
Fuck
just
the
like
fire, the cops are coming.
like she's like panicking, like starting to cry, like her hands are
Friends could be
shaking.
dying.
Yeah, and she's
Not good.
not going in there. She can't.
I kind of want to say with the though, no, yeah, it wouldn't make too much of a burst because it already has there's already plenty of airflow, but like with the window being broken, there would have been a small like pulse in the fire with more more air being added in.
Yep, it created a little flame tunnel
Mhm.
and lit people on fire. All right, that's Cecilia. Everybody else inside's having a real bad time if they're still inside.
Mhm.
And 9 of Cups is Nora. Nora, you walk into this and you're immediately almost overwhelmed by the smoke and the fumes and the heat now. You can feel the vicious heat coming from, it seems like every direction right now, from numerous fires that have connected and sprouted in different places. And your head is swimming and you're full of panic and you just don't think you can live with yourself if you don't do this. So what is the point? And you feel that writhing on your brain again, that slick slide of scales. And you know that help is there if you want to take it. it can get you to the top.
Yes. Yes.
And you also know that it will cost you.
Yeah.
The smoke clears before your eyes, Nora. You see the parlor in a strange, not right, almost reconstruction. Everything looks like decaying, almost like hellish purgatory-ish. There's the fine red drapes are all rotted through. There are people on the ground moving around. They're all these weird, withered, grayed, twisted versions of themselves with black pits for eyes and their faces stretched really long, like the Scream painting, mouths open and blackened, and they're just sort of running around, bending over things, crying on the floor. But there's no smoke anywhere. You can see so clearly the stairs. And if you would like to reach the top, you can do so with using your full action as if you're not being impeded.
I will do that. Yes.
You rush on up, dodging these nightmarish, twisted versions of artists and people, juking out of the way here and there. You can still feel the smoke and the fumes in your lungs, but you move like the wind with the air that you have in your body, and get to the top floor, into the attic, into Kitty's room. Kitty's room has a lot of smoke in it, but there's no heat. And you're still coughing and whatnot, but you get to the closet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely close the door behind me once I get to the attic. And I think initially had she got here on her own, she would have hesitated, but now that she has help, she's just diving right in quickly and just trying to uncover that red patch of hair that she saw to confirm or
All
not.
right, that'll be on your next turn. You can dive into the bodies and start digging.
Great.
10 of
Lovely.
Cups is Riley. Riley, your face is on fire.
But you're outside with
you are
Rosalie.
outside. Let me see. I have the rules here for being on fire.
Ooh, they have rules for being on
They have
fire.
rules for being on fire. What role-playing game wouldn't?
I'm so glad.
They don't have
role-playing
rules
game
for
should.
smoke though. That I've seen at least.
Hmm.
All right, you.
I mean, like, that is fine. Like, there's not a lot of people think of the consequences of smoke, even though smoke is the more dangerous of the two.
All right, you get to make a force test first.
All right, force test. So that is just 3 dice. That is a failure.
Failure. You are going to take 1 physical condition.
I'm going to take wounded because, yeah.
No, your face is on fire,
Mm.
and some of your clothes and stuff. But the thing primarily you're concerned with is your face.
I'm surprised you didn't take exhausted.
I already have
Get
exhausted.
burned. Yeah.
Ah,
That is
All
my
right.
also
other.
That doesn't
burning.
take
That
an
makes
action
sense.
from you. That's an automatic response to whether or not you are enduring the fire.
Mhm.
It takes a slow action to attempt to extinguish the fire by rolling around and slapping your face and whatnot. It's an agility test.
That I will do, and that is now 2 dice.
Push.
For another failure.
Another failure. You do not succeed in putting out the fire. You are slapping yourself. You are rolling around. The fire is burning. It is in your hair. You still have your fast action. You can get up in theory and you can like run into the yard or something if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm gonna move away
from
from
the
the
building, at
house,
least.
away from the
You're like, fuck,
porch.
ah,
my face.
my face.
I definitely I can see Riley being like one of the Irishmen that has like the
ooh.
You've got the hat, the Peaky
the
Blinder
Irish
hat.
hat,
You
yep.
start like slapping yourself in the face, but it's got a razor blade in it. So you're like, oh, why did I do that?
No, I could see that also being on fire because it is probably like wool.
Yeah, throw that fucking thing off.
Water
Rosalie,
slick.
you are on fire. You must make a force test.
Okay.
Or do you say force or agility?
Force first.
Force
That is to
first, yeah.
endure the damage.
Oh, I see.
Fail.
You take 1 physical condition.
I'm going to take also wounded. All right.
Ah!
Now, so it's agility to get. I'm going to kind of reverse
Agility
the
test to
action.
put it out.
I'm to get up and run into the yard and then throw myself on the ground to roll around and try to put it up. So,
Yep,
but
that works. So, like Riley's
basically the same
mistake
thing.
was doing that on the deck instead of in
Yeah.
the dirt.
But I'm still going to do the same thing. Ooh, now I only have 1 die for this, though. Holy shit. Okay.
You run to the meat pile, and you're just like,
I'm still on fire.
Oh my
You are
god, you
still
guys!
on fire.
This game has it. Let me ask you a question. Is there a fountain in their yard?
There is not.
Fuckers. All right.
There are lots
Stingy
of
bastards.
bottles
Please don't
of
let
alcohol.
Cecilia be the sole survivor,
You're like,
guys!
you're like
We'll
beer,
get out,
beer.
we'll get
I
out
need
eventually.
a light beer.
There are spit bottles, apparently.
Just
I was thinking about that, like,
I would
like
put it out, though.
asking
I mean-
the
Yeah.
asking the artists to like for like water or something, and someone brings out like
yes.
someone tries pouring
Whiskey.
a highly flammable fucking
Yeah. I gotcha.
alcohol, just Everclear.
Rosalie, you're running around flailing on the thing, trying to put yourself out, and Reg runs over to you with like his house coat, and he like throws it over your body like a fire blanket and starts like slapping it.
Yeah.
Reg extinguishes your flames for you.
Riley. See, you paid to flirt with
He
Reg earlier.
he emerged from his ennui to put you out of fire because you're a pretty lady and you talked to him yesterday.
Aww.
See, those social
Yeah.
skills pay off.
Aww.
There's a payoff there for hanging out with him in the library and talking about his dick candles. Riley, however.
Riley, times are tough for men.
Somebody who's English just spits on you.
It's like
Hey,
throwing
I
lighter
guess that's
around.
helpful.
You're like, my face, you asshole. Not my feet, my face. And Nora, you are upstairs. You don't hesitate. You lunge right in and start pulling corpses off of the pile. They spill. They are sticky. The stench and the flames. You can still smell the stench over the flames at this close, which tells you how horrible and rancid that is.
I'm not particularly strong either. It probably takes my whole body to try and move some of these corpses off.
You've got a lot of adrenaline running right now, and
There.
most of the bodies are at least they've been eaten
Pieces.
to a degree, so they are not
Lovely.
full 200-pound, 180-pound men.
Lovely.
And the top ones you just kind of knock over. So you are elbow deep in this horrible, rancid fucking gore. You can feel the swarm of maggots and how just fucking warm it is, grossly warm inside this body pile. But you're digging for that head of red curls. You actually get one hand on it and you hold it tight and you yank by the head, just pushing other bodies off. Later, you will think about this and it will cost you. But now you manage to heave this pile of bodies over, pulling on the head and then stuffing your hand between corpses, grabbing other bits of fabric, an arm, a rib, whatever you can get your hands on, and you haul what remains left of Martin Meadows out of about the middle of the pile. He is decayed. It would be, if you didn't know it was him, you would not, if you weren't so sure it was him, you would not recognize his face. But you do pull the large portion of him out of the pile. And it's horrible. Gil looked nothing like this when he died. But you feel like what's left of the eyes are the same to you in that moment. What do you do with the body?
I mean, that's like her last bit of hope that was gone. I think she actually probably just sits there, like holding him for a moment.
You
Just
sit in the attic as smoke kind of rises between the floorboards, holding the decayed, partially eaten body of Martin Meadows in your lap.
and I don't know if I have enough time. Is that my turn or?
It probably I would say it took your full slow action to dig that body out. You still have a fast action, but if you're going to spend some time sitting with the body, that will take it.
Okay.
That was Nora. Riley, you are still on fire. Make a force test.
I am still on fire. Da, da, da. Yep. Okay. No.
No success.
Oh.
You take 1 physical condition
Oh, God.
as the burns are now moving down your neck and across your chest into your nose.
Hmm. Oh, now this is just like. Do I actually want to push that roll so I can still roll 2 dice?
We have 2
We have
rerolls, Ken.
rerolls, Ken.
Use a reroll, dude.
Yeah, use
Rather
a
than
reroll,
risk
dude.
taking another
Yeah.
physical condition
Yeah.
and then just like dying
So-
next time.
Let me.
4, Doc Void. 4 for physical, 4 for mental.
So there are
Really,
3,
technically 3 because
and then
you're
when you take the
broken
fourth
at the
one-
4th, you're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me use one of the rerolls to reroll these 2 dice.
Yep.
Ooh, there we go. I got a success.
All right, you do not take a physical condition this turn.
Okay.
You're managing to keep the flames about where they are, burning in the same spot.
And that is that doesn't put them out. Now I have to put them out.
Correct. Agility test puts out the fire. The physical test is just to see whether you take another condition from burning alive.
Hydrate!
Hey, that is another success.
All right, you managed to extinguish yourself now in the yard, flailing on the grass. Rosalie had the right idea. You move closer to Reg. Just put yourself out there. All right, Riley, you are no longer on fire. You hear the bell of the fire brigade coming closer. And Rosalie.
To be like, oh, thank you, Reg. Like, I have to, like, I'll rub his ego a little bit.
You don't have to.
I will, because he
Burger.
did save me. Listen, he saved me from being on fire.
He
So, I
did.
mean, he deserves
did.
some of that.
You
So,
can just say thank you.
I will say, oh, thank you, Reg. And then I'll get up and I'll be like, and see if I
Oh, love it.
You did. Oh. Oh.
Good work, Rosalie.
Good work, Rosalie. It's true.
Are you with Riley starting to make your way toward the around the front of the house?
I'll pat him off, like, a little bit, so it looks
Yeah.
like I sort of helped him get put up.
Riley's got
And-
some fucking burns on his face, Rosalie.
Oh,
Ew.
dropping out at times. How is this? A little
He's
closer?
not like
No, my audio is dropping out. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just asking.
Yeah,
How's
over
this?
on Twitch.
Yeah.
he's not like Deadpool burned, but like he's got some pretty bad burns along his jaw and like on
Oof.
one cheek right now.
And it's like fresh burn, so it's black and like
Yeah,
smells
nasty.
horrible and
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, yeah, probably
or yeah.
second, maybe
Yeah.
probably second, maybe third.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
ugly
fair. It's
right
not that
now.
far.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's probably not.
That was Rosalie.
Rosalie.
Cecilia is out front. I'm gonna let you and are you going with her, Riley? If so, I'm just gonna let you move together.
Yeah.
All right. So you are making your way around to the front of the house, past weeping artists. Some are just sitting like kind of catatonic, like Reg, just watching it burn. A couple of them are just like hopping a fence and just like running.
Cecilia,
the cops are coming. Fuck it, run.
If Cecilia
The
sees
cops.
them, she'll try and wave them over to where she is.
Yep, they come around the side of the burning building. You see each other and they start making their way
And
toward
you
you,
see
possibly.
Cecilia
Cecilia
by
is alone
herself.
right now.
I'm just like, did she go and get help?
She ran inside.
Fuck.
I tried to stop her.
Speaking of, Nora.
I after just kind of like holding Martin for a little bit, she just whispers that she's sorry. She closes his eyes.
There's not enough left to close his eyes.
Thought you would let me have that one, but that's
I let you
fair.
have that.
I was like, I could ask, and I was like, it's better off not to ask. And
Won't let you have that. Queen of
That's
Hearts.
fair.
You can brush maybe some hair over his forehead or something. Like you can...
That's okay. I am slipping Rosalie's cross necklace over him.
The cross appears to be on fire to your eyes. As you like kind of slip the chain off your wrist, the cross is burning.
Yeah.
You lay the burning cross on
Yes.
his chest, and it just burns there, right?
And then I will try and make my way to the balcony. I open the attic door.
You get the thought to check his pocket. Almost intrusive, just check his pocket.
Okay, I do that.
And there's a piece of paper folded in there.
Okay. I'll tuck that into my sleeves or somewhere. I have something somewhere that holds many things. So I tuck that in.
You just
Yeah, exactly. I do one of those. Yeah.
This is God.
And then I will try and open the attic door and try and make my way to the balcony.
So the attic has no windows, or anything to it. You
That's
can
why,
there's like a I guess there's a kind of a trapdoor that lets you get onto the roof. There's roof access through the attic.
Oh, okay.
You can try to get to
Yeah,
there, but
sure,
that's
that's
not
better.
the balcony that Rosalie and
Yes.
Kitty were on. That would be like the roof of the building.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's better than opening the door. I kind of thought that was my only way. I thought I was in an enclosed room,
On
except
the
for
bright
that one
side,
door.
you can't impale yourself on the iron spikes anymore because she had them removed.
It's true. You can only splatter your head on the brick.
Yeah.
True.
All right, you open the kind of like attic roof access, and you get up onto the roof.
Okay.
The house is on fire. Outside, people are crying and screaming and running, and you can see the fire like wagon thing on its way down the top of the road. Don't know what the fucking fire wagons at this period would look like. The fire wagon thing.
It's a wagon probably pulled by horses
Right.
with
Like water tanks.
buckets, tanks, and like they'd have to probably actually
Pressurize it,
it's like
pump
a
it.
pump. It's a pump tank. They have to actually like pump it to
They're on their way. Do you look across the street toward where Cecilia was? Are you looking for your friends? What are you looking for up there?
I'm looking for a way to get down. Yeah, I'm looking for a way to get down, like a metal pipe, or rain gutter, which is not super helpful for when the house that it's attached to is crumbling to pieces. But
it is a brick house, so the actual wall structure of it will last a bit longer.
Okay, brick house. I also have a super long handkerchief, so if I can tie that off somewhere, I can.
Just teleport down. You're a magician.
I am a magician of deception and tricks. I'm not an actual magician.
I know. I'm just kidding. Take the doves out of your hat, tie them to you,
exactly.
just like kind of like fly down.
I'm just pulling out useless things right now. Rubber duck, like.
So you can get to the roof of the first floor from the roof of the second floor.
Next house.
There are kind of layers that are sticking out there. It's not a completely like straight down building. So from the roof there, you could like jump down onto that roof that like on the first floor that overhangs a bit of the or actually you can get onto the carriage house that is attached. The carriage house is only 1 story, so you can go from the 2nd story roof to the 1st story roof.
Okay. Yeah,
you will have to make a roll for it or possibly hurt yourself and fall off the roof, but it won't be as bad as falling off the 2nd story roof.
Guess who's still not ever injured?
It's amazing.
For now.
I mean, your body is fine.
Correct.
All right, we are going to make an agility test. Yep. See some acrobatics, Nora.
God. That is 1 success.
Nora, you leap from the roof onto the roof of the carriage house. You hit it hard and you slide down the slope of the carriage house roof, and you fall off that roof onto the lawn. You are going to take 1 physical condition from that, but you are, not dead.
Okay, I will take battered.
And you are off the burning building.
Okay, I'm gonna just lay on the ground for a while, maybe forever.
All right. Across the street, any one of you still looking toward the house can make a vigilance test to have noticed Nora get onto the roof and then fall off the roof.
I'll do
leap,
that.
leap, and then fall.
I only have 2 dice left for conditions, but I will do that.
It's my
Nope.
greatest trick yet.
Nope.
Watch me disappear.
Let me see. So that's 3 and 4, but -1 due to frighten, so I have 6 dice.
She certainly screams while she falls.
1 success.
There are a lot of people screaming at it.
That's fair. Okay.
Cecilia, you notice Nora kind of emerge onto the roof, and you see her jump and then fall out of sight, but she's not in the building. Maybe she broke her neck, but she's definitely not in the building. You saw her fall off.
So is she
success for Riley as well.
Is she on?
She's out of view because the wall is now blocking her. She is in the front yard, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do also really like Christian's suggestion of when she was on the roof that just 2 doves kind of fly off.
Out of your pockets. They're like, fuck this.
Fly out of your pockets.
Confetti.
Oh my God.
Yeah, confetti. That's a good one too.
A burst of smoke when she opens the door. She just appears, and then just more smoke wafts off, and she's gone. She's just in the lawn.
I just have the picture in my head, she appears on the roof, she jumps, 2 doves float away, she bounces off the roof, lands behind the thing, and then just a poof of confetti.
Yes. Yes. Just surrounded by glitter.
All right. You lay there, Nora, in the lawn for a little while on your back, looking up, and you watch the sky churn above you, almost into a spiral. And it feels like you could fall up into that funnel in the clouds and fall forever. You almost feel that spiral turning in you, like the coils of a serpent winding in on itself. At this point, no one is going to die unless they do something incredibly stupid. So we're going to go out of initiative here. We can enter narrative mode. You all can do what you need to do. The fire brigade is arriving on site imminently, and they will be pulling artists away and pumping the hose and spraying it at the building and stuff. They're not going inside the building.
Good call. I'm going to say we need to get out of here.
As soon as things start to clear up, and Rosalie says that, Cecilia is just going to say, I think I saw where Nora fell. She's outside. Stay here. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm going to try treating an injury. I'm going to try my best medicine.
Medicine.
There's a medicine roll.
I'm going to try my best to
render some first aid.
Yes, I just have to roll. I don't have it. I'll just roll precision, right?
Yes, correct. It would just be precision. Yeah. 1 success.
All right, let me take a look at what that do.
Christian, I am just reading your comments now. What the heck?
Not the worst Christian in Zoom
No,
chat
not really.
comments.
Probably not, but I'm very emotional right now, so they hit.
Oh, honey.
Honey.
There's nothing I can do. I just hand it to them.
It was the one before that and the one before that.
Oh, the Luke Skywalker thing?
Yeah.
And
the nice blob man.
like a tauntaun.
And the nice blob man from your other
Just
inside
strap
story.
dead meat to yourself and walk out, and that would just burn first, right? And you'll be protected.
I did half consider if I soaked blankets in rot blood, would that delay burning?
Liquid, right?
Yeah, right. If I wrapped myself in that, I don't know.
Blood blankie.
Or it'd be horrible.
I had the thought because Christian, you had the bury yourself in it like Luke Skywalker, and it's it was a slowly cooling body of pile of bodies that is now slowly warming up again.
Ew.
Oh God! Just check myself into an institution after this. Just go, Rosalie. What was the one that you went to?
Bedlam, I think, is what I said. That was a famous one in London at the time. It's not a good place, though.
Just like
That's okay.
walk
Neither am
past the
I.
front. I'm going to take a room. Just
Yeah.
one of the soft ones.
I'm hysterical. Let me in. I'm a hysterical woman. I have to show you
Well,
guys
like,
one day.
actually.
I have a life insurance policy from 1912. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I remember you
God.
telling us about this.
when the application is always included in it, and it's like the stuff they have for women, whereas was like, oh my god, it's like, was your, and it's like you didn't even ask the woman, you asked the husband. So it's like, was your wife hysterical? Did your wife have feminine issues? And you're just like, that's like a thing that you check off, feminine issues. Like, what does that mean? Like, yeah.
It's really horrible.
The condition of being a woman.
It's really horrible how long it lasted too.
Oh yeah.
I struggle with that condition every day.
That's fair too. It's still going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is really.
What the fuck?
Medicine checks.
I literally, it's called medicine. That's why I'm looking for heal.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's use it. All right. So you can render first aid right here as a point of just for like role playing purposes, but you cannot actually heal physical conditions from someone unless they are like in a safe place in a bed. You have access to food, drink, and medical equipment. You can perform medicine in a combat situation when somebody is broken to remove their broken condition, but he's not that bad. So you just sort of dress his wounds.
So in that case, like, yeah, never mind the role. Then I'll just dress him and like my own, like whatever minor burns I got probably on my legs, I'll just address them.
Yep, trying to like wrap them in whatever
Yeah.
cloths that you can manage.
I'll try to have plenty from my smoldering dresses. I'll just cut strips out of it.
Handkerchief. All right. Cecilia, you run around to the front yard and you see Nora laying on the grass.
She just runs straight to her and just goes to like try and pick her up and like make sure she's alive.
This is the second woman now who just wraps her arms around you, Cecilia.
Okay. She just grabs her and just kind of like gives her a little kiss on the side of the head, just like, hey, it's all right. Come on. We're getting
You
out
have
of here.
about 10 seconds of just comforting her out of your sheer panic before you notice the smell and how horrible she smells and looks. She is covered in
me. That's fair.
there's like a squirming maggot that like falls onto you, and she is just coated in gore.
Cecilia puts some puzzle pieces together and just she's gonna take that knowledge and do the compartmentalization and just try and get her friend across the goddamn street.
He's dead. He's for sure dead.
So sorry, Nora. Who was he?
He was Gil's brother. The boy that I cut in half. They're both dead. I should be too. And here I am.
Yeah. You are. I'm really glad you are.
Oh.
This is not the end for you, Nora.
I think it might be.
Not yet. You're injured. You need to heal, recover. Take some time.
I'm actually not that bad. Where's everyone else? Where's Rosalie? Where's Riley?
They're safe. They're across the street.
Okay. Oh,
They got out.
That's good. That's good. And you're okay.
I'm fine. Yeah.
I'm okay, Cecilia. I'm okay. I'm just a little bruised and battered, but I'm I'm okay for the most part.
Come on. They'll be happy to see you.
As you walk with Nora across the street, limping a bit, your legs kind of jacked up from that fall a little. You can still put weight on it. It's not broken. Just going to take some time. They'll be glad to see you. Are you still you?
A little bit.
That thought just sits there.
Yeah.
You see your friends burned, battered, covered in smoke, bloodied. But you rejoin them, and the fire brigade is here, spraying stuff at work. Artists are running off. Some are crying. Some are clutching what little they managed to save of their work.
I'm going to see if I can get us a 4-person cab to get back. Just like
you start trying to wave down a cab pulls up, sees you, and then just keeps driving. Like, it doesn't stop. That happens like 2 or 3 times before you realize you are probably not getting a cab in this neighborhood, looking like you are.
Yes, we have to walk. How far home is it to walk?
Probably really far. We're in a
It's
nice
far.
place.
So you are much more likely to walk to a less good place and manage to get a shitty cab there.
We could also probably, they did have the tube, which was like their you know, no, the tube was, the subway.
Oh, wait, Telly's TV?
We could, Telly's the TV, yeah. So we could probably get to the tube and take it somewhere, because it did run
they have like
night,
a rail system you can take to get closer.
Maybe we'll do that.
Stop you from
Yes.
getting on looking like you do.
Yeah.
Nora is horrible. You're all covered in soot and burns and stuff. Nora is covered in carnage.
I'm like Carrie, but worse.
Yeah, with like old meat. Yeah.
Yeah, worse.
The smell coming off her.
Thinking, Nora.
I had to know, Rosalie.
I can respect that.
I had to know.
I'm sorry. For what it's worth.
It's worth a lot, but you don't need to be. He was dead before we even started.
I know.
Yeah, Nora's just kind of mostly catatonic. She just goes wherever they direct her and point her to.
It's a
pretty
quiet
shook
ride
too.
on the tube back toward the nearest stop to Rose House. You are given a wide berth by other passengers who will not look directly at you, but do watch you from the corners of their eyes the whole time.
Cecilia, as the least physically injured and likely least mentally injured person here, is basically on guard dog duty.
You're paying attention to everybody else, making sure that no one takes advantage of your friends or hurts them in any way. And they're all sitting inside of themselves and inside of their injuries and inside of their pain.
Yeah.
You manage to see them safely back to the steps of Rose House where you cross the iron gates and go through the front door into the absurd normalness of the neatly in order Rose House, that everything is clean, in order, where it should be, just so, like none of this ever happened.
Like the very first order of business is getting medical attention for Riley. And then, a distant second would be Rosalie and Nora, but definitely Riley first.
You call for Ellis, and he comes down the stairs, sees you all, and just snaps right into the crisis management mode. He goes over and helps take like Riley's arm. He's like, okay, right this way to the medical bay. Rosalie, we are going to need more bandages and burn salve out of the cabinet.
Right.
Cecilia, see Nora to a bath, I think.
Yeah.
And he helps you, Riley, up the stairs to the same room that you just brought what's his face, Brent to, and to the same bed not too long ago that he
hopefully it goes better this time.
That he mostly died in to complete his transition in the hospital later. And that occurs to you as he lays you down on it. It's been cleaned, all the sheets stripped, and you would never know that a man almost died on there, but you are on the deathbed.
So for I don't know if that information was actually ever relayed to Riley.
Because we were
That he
downstairs.
was
Specifically about the bed, you might not know that.
Correct.
You knew that he was brought here, and you know that he died in
Yes.
the hospital. But that's true. You probably don't think too heavily on the bed in the
Yeah.
hall. Rosalie does.
Yeah, Rosalie definitely thinks that. Although this
But
time
yeah, as
she's
he like
going to
sit
do her
there,
best to help.
he's like
Yeah.
he's like get the clothes off. We have to clean and address the burns, make sure that they do not get infected. What happened?
Everything burns down. She controls people. She wasn't able to control me.
Charmed them in some way.
She saw something in me, Ellis, and she talked to me, and
Rosalie, you must put that out of your mind right now.
wow. Don't worry,
See to
Riley.
the others. Were you implicated in the arson? Are any of you going to be implicated?
Oh, I doubt anyone will even remember we were there.
Was Nora
Yes.
when she tried lighting the house on fire?
No, I was
Nope,
Martin.
she was Martin.
She was Martin.
I was Martin.
She did turn into Nora after being tackled shortly after, but she was.
But no one's gonna believe that.
No one's going to believe that.
I think
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think the only implication was that would probably be that Riley tried yelling people to get out of the house.
Yeah, but that's
no
not,
one.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking it's like if anyone were to
Try and recall
try and recall.
us. Yeah.
It's like,
We'll
are the
see what
police
happens.
going to show up to interview you?
not for a while, probably.
Probably not.
It's like, that's good. That's a small blessing, but we'll take it. Right. He takes the kind of supplies and he gets to work, cleaning, sterilizing, debriding a little bit here and there. There's some places where like your clothes have melted into your wounds a little bit on your body here and there, just patches. It's not as bad as it feels though, luckily. Your injuries. They feel a lot worse than they actually are in the grand scheme of things. And Ellis kind of tells you, like, he's like, you're going to be all right. I've seen much worse. Much worse. With proper care, it shouldn't scar too badly.
Yeah, I've feels like I got too close to like I got too close to a bonfire when I was a kid, but and he just kind of sinks back into himself, and because he's not only I have 2 physical conditions, he also has 2 mental conditions.
Yeah, he's fucked
Has
up.
everyone made it out? I take it.
No, not at all.
No. Several of the artists had succumbed to whatever manipulation.
It was Miss Danville.
Oh yes.
Riley himself isn't too sure because he
Rosalie knows. Yeah.
Rosalie
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
So
Rosalie chimes in and says, "Oh yes," when he says that.
I don't expect she'll be long for London.
Oh no, I know when she's leaving.
He looks at you when you say that to see if you will say more, but he doesn't say anything.
He needs to treat my legs first.
You're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, I'm just
He
waiting.
takes care of the worst burns on Riley, and then he goes over to you on the. You're sitting at a chair, Riley's on the bed.
Invited to leave with her, Ellis.
Will you?
I don't know that I can after what I've seen in that house.
Vaesen, take most of them.
She killed them. The men. artists. They became obsessed with her and were in love with her, and she took advantage of that and controlled them and killed them and ate them based upon what I saw in her closet. I don't even know what would do that.
There are many things with wicked appetites in the shadows of London and beyond.
But it was amazing how she knew just what to say to me.
Makes sense. Interacting with the Vaesen can grant someone the insight they must have themselves when they look back into you.
Perhaps. Now I don't know what to think anymore about myself or about any of this.
Usually tell the others to think about people. Not all of them. Many people are shit.
I don't have many people to think about that would make me smile, Alice.
You have a few.
I do.
If the world is not enough for today, perhaps Cecilia is. Or Riley. Or Nora.
I do need to talk to them.
He wraps your leg.
Yeah, thank you. Does that remove a condition, or is it?
Oh.
Good question.
Yeah, you know, I'll let you all remove one physical condition. If you kind of, for the rest of the evening until, you know, the midnight train comes, kind of remain in bed, are cleaned up, get some food into you and stuff.
Also interact with my item and remove my.
Yes, you may do so. Do narrate that though. He goes off to the next person.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to sit quietly and stare off in the distance and reach in amongst all the pockets of my very tattered. It's not even like shabby chic. It's just absolutely tattered and smoke stinking, nice black dress that she used to have. And she pulls out of somewhere in the deep pockets her little bronze statue of Pan. And she just holds it and rubs it. And looks at it for a very long time and just closes her eyes and her she's always trying to remember, but her memories of that time when she was taken are so vague that she really just remembers feelings. And she's trying to concentrate on some of the happier feelings because some of her memories from that time are very happy. It's most of her memories after that time that are unhappy when she came back to the world. So it's always been, a strange comfort because it's something she doesn't know what it is about it that comforts her, but she's still comforted when she thinks of that time. So she thinks of how she felt in that other world, and it calms her down.
Could you get there again?
She doesn't know. That's what's on her mind. How many more chances will she have to get there?
All right, folks. At this point, if there are any scenes or things you would like to address, it is about, what time was it when you went over? Did you guys go over at night? You went around dinner time, right?
Yeah.
Respectable folks were having supper.
Mhm.
So it's probably about like 8 o'clock-ish right now that you've gotten home and everything. Cecilia knows about the train tonight, and Rosalie knows about the train tonight, and no one else does. So if there are any scenes you would like to do, please let me know. Anything you would like to look up or investigate, let me know.
I think that Cecilia and Rosalie need to talk about this. And
That makes sense.
if you want to come and see me while I'm recovering, I'm making a sketch while I recover. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, she'll absolutely come check on her when probably once
Help Nora get into a bath.
yeah, and once
Yeah, John after her.
Ellis is the
Yes. Ellis
Once-
is his first
Ellis.
name. Mr. Hawkins, yes. Ellis is
yeah,
his first
once Nora's kind of settled and he is assisting her, then Cecilia finds it safe to extract herself to go to go check on Rosalie.
Rosalie is
Eleanor does tell you, Cecilia, that she has to go see Amelia tonight. So she is going to go do that as soon as she can. But she does let you know.
Okay, as you're kind of like helping her draw the bath and like get undressed, you're like,
Yeah.
She'll ask if do you need, is there someone going with you? Or do you need to do this alone?
I should do this alone. But thank you,
Okay.
Cecilia. Thank you for everything.
Of course.
Your friendship means everything to me.
I'm really glad you've become my friend.
Me too.
She gives her a little kiss on the top of the noggin and then heads down the hall to go look for Rosalie.
Rosalie is in her room, feet propped up, and she's got her sketch pad out and she's sketching. Rather painfully, she keeps stopping and like flexing her fingers and then going back and like going back to drawing.
How are your legs feeling?
As good as to be inspected. Thank God for heavy petticoats. It didn't seem to get through much, just a few burns, but they should heal.
Good.
Not as much as poor Riley. He really got the worst of it, I think.
Is he recovering all right?
Yes. Hawkins fixed him up, and
good.
Well, scars are. It's different from men. Scars can be rather attractive, don't you think?
Yeah, they add to it. They add.
Beautiful edges.
Yes.
Right. That's what she said I have. You know that?
Are you going?
I don't know, but I have to be on that train. I mean, I have to be where that train is. I have to see her one more time.
You'll stay here though, right?
I don't know, Cecilia. Hawkins said I needed to focus on people, and people haven't been very good to me. Not you, of course, dear, or Riley or Nora or anyone else, but do you know, when when I came back, right? Do you know the first thing my father was concerned about?
What's that?
He had a doctor check that I hadn't been interfered with. That's the word for it, interfered.
What a way to say it.
Well, he had to make sure his prize breeding stock could still be traded away. And the moments I didn't do what he wanted to, I was hysterical. And then I went away to Bedlam for 10 years. And I only got out because someone recognized I had the sight. But how many other women never got out? I just don't know, Cecilia. I know what we saw in that closet was horrible, but I can't. How horrible is it by comparison to anything else that's gone on? Everybody dies.
Everybody dies, yes, but don't you want to control the circumstance? Or at least to know better?
Did they control their circumstances? Maybe not entirely. Maybe she controlled them towards the end, but I don't know. I'm just so confused, Cecilia. I'm just so confused.
And she'll sit on the side of her bed and just take her hand and just hold it between hers. Whatever answers you're looking for, she is not the one that can provide it for you. And if she does try and give you those answers, what will you do with them? And what will she make you give to get those answers? I thought she was someone different, someone important to me. But her true colors quickly showed.
What
And
are
she
you
is
looking
not
for, dear?
my muse. The one who helped me complete my book. I'm
That is how you got the sight.
perhaps I gained it at the nunnery and didn't realize.
It'd be a strange place to be.
Stranger things have happened.
I can't hold her being a murderer too much against her, though. Cecilia, you knew that. It's not like I have a leg to stand on in judging her for that.
There is still a vast difference between the two of you.
I don't know when I had. I'm sorry, what was his name? Brett?
Brent was the
Brent.
guy with
Thank you.
with the kids, yeah.
Brent. When I had Brent in the very room we just fixed Riley up in, there was a part of me that liked it. It was Ronaldo that talked me out of it. Maybe that's what Hawkins means about people. We still have to be where that train is.
I'll go with you.
Even if it's just to see and make sure she gets out of London.
I'm sure she can make her way back just as easily. But part of it, yes, is the comfort in seeing her go. But the majority of it is making sure that I'm not losing you. And that's very selfish of me. And I will say it is for very selfish reasons. You are important to me.
You are never going to hear me say that selfishness is a bad thing, darling.
Then let me say it not just for me, but for us. I know Riley and Nora wouldn't want you to go either. And yeah, she'll hold her.
Okay.
Nora is with Hawkins now. She's bathing, trying to rest. She's going to go and talk to Martin's sister tonight.
Does she need us to go with them or with her?
She said she needed to do it alone. But I don't think I'll be able to go to sleep until I know she's back. So I'll wait.
I won't either. We have a long night ahead of us then. What about Riley?
I haven't checked on him yet. I'm making my rounds.
She kind of gets painfully up out of her bed.
Cecilia will offer an arm if needed.
She can walk okay. She's just
okay.
It's been a long, long night.
Wait, where did Riley go? Wasn't he laying next to you?
No, I was in my own room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're in your room. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Rosalie was a little bit less injured.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Riley landing on top of Rosalie like shielded her from a lot of the fire.
And probably a lot of broken glass.
Yo.
He blocked that flame with his face.
That's right. Took one for the team. That's right.
Real G. So they will head to the med bay to check on Riley.
Yeah, we'll check on him.
Riley, how do they find you?
I think at this point in the day, with all of the adrenaline and now with the injuries that Riley has sustained and some of the stuff, like he had been slightly injured before, and he was Riley has been exhausted all day. He is probably in you find him unconscious, sleeping and resting.
Let the poor man rest.
He needs it.
Can like the locket of his son have been in his hand and is now like laying open as you're like asleep,
Aw, he fell asleep holding it.
If
like looking at it?
I would say it would be clutched in his hand, resting on his chest, yes.
You
yeah,
can see the chain of the locket.
I would say it's pretty much like open in his
Yeah,
hands
open and clasped, yeah,
on his
on his chest.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So Cecilia will very gingerly move his hand and close the locket solely for the practical reason of so the hinge doesn't break if it's forced open anymore, and then tuck it back under his hand.
Nora,
He's
there's
perhaps
a
the
knock.
kindest man I've met.
And his cop, too. Not that he's a cop.
He's not.
He's
She's like, I'm
he's
not a cop.
Yeah, he's not
I'm
a
an
cop.
instrument maker.
Cecilia actually just kind of looks at her with like the tiniest smile and just, if you had told yourself a week ago, you would have said that. He wouldn't believe you.
That was before I knew he wasn't a cop.
He's been telling us this whole time he's not
I
a
didn't
cop.
really believe him.
Okay. Come on, let's go let him
All
sleep.
cops say they're not cops. And
Let's let him
they
sleep.
walk out.
Come on.
And they walk out. Yeah.
Bickering like old women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nora, there's a soft knock at the door of your little bathroom.
Oh, come in.
Miss Nora. It's Ellis.
Ellis?
He's not opening the door.
Ellis?
He's like, yes, well, I've brought you a robe and some bandages in case you have any injuries, and some tea.
Oh.
I can leave it outside.
You can. Part of Nora's like, you can leave it inside. I'm afraid I have a bit of a bad foot, so but thank you. Thank you. Yes, you can leave it. I am okay for the most part. Thank you, Ellis. Was there something else?
There was a look in your eyes. I wanted to see if you were okay. And
I don't think so, Ellis.
there's a burn on your hand.
Yes, Rosalie's necklace that she had given me. Seems I can't hold it anymore.
Well, I wanted you to know that I do not much favor the cross either, nor does it favor me. So if you ever wanted to talk.
Thank you, Ellis.
Let me know if you need me to dress your ankle when you're done. Sets the tray down outside and leaves you to your thoughts.
Wow, had I not been distraught.
All right. Any other scenes as the evening sort of wears on? Nora, what time are you heading over to see Amelia? You know, the hotel she's staying at.
When are they supposed to meet? Oh, I guess I don't know that
You
they're
don't
supposed to
know,
meet.
yeah.
So I guess I would probably go about 10. I would try and get there for about 10.
It gives you time to get cleaned up.
I also just don't remember the time that you guys are supposed to go. So
It's
I'm
like 2 in the
hmm.
morning. It's like early.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
super
I'm like,
late.
Nora would go for like 10 p.m. soon as she can.
All right,
Prepare
Nora.
herself a bit.
You have time to prepare yourself, get yourself dressed, cleaned up, do anything else that you need to do to prepare. But 10 o'clock-ish or 9:30-ish rolls around and you're working up the nerve.
Yep, and I will ask Ellis if I can borrow a carriage ride to this address. It shouldn't be brief or it shouldn't be too long, and I can come right back after.
He's like, of course.
Thank you.
I'll harness the horses.
That's true. I could drive the carriage myself.
You have to drive the carriage yourself. Ellis does not leave the manor.
We don't have a
never
driver.
seen him. You have never seen him leave. He has never driven for you.
Oh, I assumed we had a driver, not Ellis. I assume we had
It is
driver,
late.
but
You do have a driver around sometimes, but he is it's 10 o'clock at night, so
fair.
He is home with his family, drinking.
if you ride, he'll saddle a horse for you if you prefer to
I'm
ride.
better off with carriages than I am with a
Four
horse.
wheels, more stability.
Yes.
Yes. He will go out to the stables and the carriage house and get the carriage hitched and everything.
Yeah, and I'll do that.
All right. You take the carriage out into the dark London streets. Cobble, cobble, cobble. How do carriages work? You finally get to do that primary
I have
research.
an expert knowledge now. Yes, thank you.
By the time you get to the hotel, you have a fairly good working knowledge of how carriages work. It's a good thing the horses here at Rose House have a very, very steady temperament. But you pull up to the hotel, still brightly lit, welcoming guests at all hours, in a decent part of town. And you can head on inside.
Yes, I head on in. I let them know that I have an urgent message for Amelia Beddoes. She'll want to meet with me as soon as possible in your meeting rooms.
And they're like, your name, miss?
Eleanor is all you need.
Right. Miss Beddoes did say to send you up should you come calling.
Okay.
And they provide you with the room number and like gesture for you can head to the stairs.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh man, okay. All right. I will head upstairs.
It's a decent hotel. You go up a couple flights of stairs, get up to the 4th floor, find Amelia's door. The hallways are pretty quiet. You don't really pass anyone on the way at this hour.
Knock, knock, knock.
Amelia's there really quickly. She sort of tears the door open. She's in a dressing gown. Her hair's down a little bit loose. She looks a little wild, and she's like, Nora.
Amelia.
Did you find him? Where is he?
Maybe I should come inside. Maybe we should sit.
Her expression goes very solemn when you say that. She doesn't move aside. Is my brother dead?
He is, Amelia. I did find him, but he is dead. You were right to look for him.
Her mouth sort of presses into a thin line, and her eyes start to shimmer as they sort of fill with tears, but also rage. You note her hand kind of clench into a fist at her side. She just stares at you for a moment. She takes a couple hard breaths, and then she hits you.
God, I keep getting slapped and hit. All right.
Yep. She just hits you open hand in the face, and then she like hits you again close fist like in the chest, and she's just sort of like, she's not like full on like pummeling you to death, but she hits you hard, like it's gonna leave a bruise. And she's like, you are cursed.
Perhaps I am, Amelia.
You bring me nothing but dead brothers. Have you ever brought anything good to anyone at all? How did he die?
There was a woman, Kitty, I don't remember her last name, Davenport,
Danville.
Dallin.
Danville.
Danville.
Davenport.
That's like a go-to name in my head. That's the one. There was a woman, Kitty Danville, she was a patron of his. He was enamored with her, and the promises that she made for him.
How did he die? I know this Danville woman. The
Well,
hold she had on him. How did he die?
there was a fire tonight, Amelia. They burned in it.
What? He was alive this whole time.
He would not leave. He loved her, so he thought.
No. You're lying.
Lie to you about this.
Why would you do any of the things that you've done? She starts
Oh, geez, did I freeze? I
to
froze.
sob. She's overcome.
We can still
And
hear you, Jess.
she kind of backs up into the room a bit more.
That's weird. You guys all froze, though.
Yeah, like I just
Jess is frozen.
lost everyone.
No, Jess is frozen for me, but nobody else is frozen.
Can you all
There you
hear
are.
her? Oh, there
Yeah,
she is.
yeah,
I
she's
can
back.
hear, but everyone is frozen to me.
Oh, see, now I have you back. You're moving again. I can't hear Sarah, though.
I just had
I'm muted. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
I just got a poor internet connection notification just popped up on Zoom. So
well, maybe lightning or thunder. Okay, I have everyone now. Sorry. I just said I would not lie to you about this. That was the last thing I got.
And she said, why would you lie? Yeah, why would you lie about any of the things that you've done? I would not lie to you about this. And she breaks down and she just starts to sob now. She gives you like one more kind of hard push back away from her door, and then she just backs into her hall. She doesn't close the door. And she just sort of sinks down, kneeling, hugging her knees to her chest, and lays her head on top of them, and she just cries.
I'm sorry, Amelia. I never meant for...
Want your apologies or your sorrows. I am alone in this world. And it is because of you and women like you. We used to be happy. We were a happy family. Now we are ashes. You should go. Move on to your next trick. Chase your bright lights. Find someone else with stars in their eyes. Ruin their lives. I can't stop you. No one can. Just go.
Don't worry, Amelia. You will never see me again. And I'll leave.
You can hear her sob some as you walk down the hall, just growing softer as you put distance between you until you reach the stairwell, but you can't hear them at all.
Ouch.
And then I will go home.
Home or to Rose house?
To Rose house.
Anything you'd like to do upon arriving in Rose house, or move on to the next scene?
You can move on to the next scene. There's nothing else. Yeah.
It is probably about midnight when Nora returns. Anybody else up to anything or have anything they wish to do?
We're getting ready.
It is dark and the streets of London are quiet. How do you dress?
In a better, my second, what used to be my second tier dress, but is now my good ratty black dress.
Putting on your Sunday best.
Yeah, my Sunday not so best. I'm sending you also a message, Amber.
I'm going to take a quick bio break while you do that. I'll be right back.
Damn, Jess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick check-in. How's everyone doing?
I'm okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, just like
I'm
cover
okay.
everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that we have guesses, not that we're doing them now, for what this Vaesen is, but I wonder if anyone knows what the heck I have, because I didn't even know what it was. I don't know a lot of these, but
What you have in your thingy?
I know the name of it, but I've never heard of it before. Amber described
Oh.
it to me, and I was
Oh,
like,
your little pocket pet there.
yeah, I wonder if anyone has guesses on that.
Your Tamagotchi.
Yeah, my Tamagotchi.
I hate Christian. I hate that.
Actually,
Mm.
I hate that so much.
rewritten.
Remind me later to tell you how Joe spells Gucci.
Oh God.
I am horrifically intrigued.
I'll type it in Zoom chat
Yeah.
later before I forget. But
There actually probably isn't enough about this thing to know what it is.
I just don't know a lot about
I don't either.
weird mythology.
Mythology.
I still have no. Now
I'm
the no
s-
shoe thing kind of like gave me some sort of clue. Like I bet that she has like hooves. If we
Yeah,
see
she
that,
totally
she
has
totally
hooves.
has hooves. But I
Really?
still have no clue what the fuck she is. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait,
I
really?
think maybe like some sort of like because I guess she's not a vampire, right?
I don't think she's a
not-
vampire.
I thought that for a minute.
Me too. That was my first
But
guess.
like she's got the iron out of there, so that kind of talks to like some sort of fae or fairy
Yeah,
thing.
I thought, and
but
your
I don't
dust
think
thing
she's-
worked.
Yeah, but I don't think I think she's got a connection to the fae, but I don't think she is unless she's like an archfey or like.
I mean, the Fae covers a
It comes,
massive
yeah, but I don't think she's like a
umbrella.
fairy or like like something like that. I'm clueless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just put in chat the way that.
And that gasp was for you, Sarah. Like I saw it and I was like, the horror.
Oh my
It's so
God.
much worse than I was imagining in my
Yeah,
head.
really, seriously.
Very purposeful.
Oh no, I missed something.
So it's actually not that important, but it's also horror.
Christian keeps calling Tamagotchi, and it
Tamagotchi.
and it hurts my soul.
Tamagotchi is the higher end of it.
And
Yeah.
so
It's
I
the higher end
said,
one. Tamagotchi
Jesus.
is the higher end one.
and so then I told them, I was like, oh, I gotta show you guys how Joe likes to spell Gucci.
Why
That is
is
what I
there a
typed
Y
in chat.
it?
Ask him.
Jeez.
Gout, the king's disease.
Gochi.
Oh.
Tamagotchi.
So many
All right.
extra letters. Okay.
All right.
No.
You are ready, Rosalie.
I wasn't.
All right, let's go, Cecilia. You'll note that I am not packed for a long journey.
No.
Relief. Relief, but concern.
I was gonna say that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
How many things did you have, Rosalie?
A lot, to be honest with you. So it's like, yeah, I had 2 dresses. Now I only have 1 and I'm wearing it. So maybe I am packed for a long journey. No, I have my typical her leather bag where she keeps her art stuff. And that's pretty much it.
Head to the train station. When you arrive, it is late. The trains never stop running in London, but it is not crowded as it is during the days. There's just a few random travelers, tired, weary from their journeys, or perhaps the thought of the journeys ahead of them, waiting by benches or milling about. You walk along the platform, locate the number, look around a bit, and you see her. Kitty Danville is just standing near the edge of the rail platform. She's dressed in a high-collared, floor-length gown. This one is a dark green, almost black. Her hair is all pinned up and neatly braided. There's a little plume of dark feathers in it. She has a single suitcase. She's holding it in front of her, clasped in her two pale hands, looking ever the picture of height and elegance that you remember seeing her the first time. No one else is much paying any mind to her as she stands there.
Well,
she's waiting.
Thought it would be at 2 a.m. I'll be honest.
By other travelers, I mean, like, there's like 3 in the area.
Gotcha.
They're all in their own business at like different benches.
I just grab Cecilia for strength.
Gives her a little squeeze.
Go over. We're in this together, right?
Always.
Go head over.
She turns to look at you as you approach. Her dark eyes kind of immediately like drop down, drop up again, take the full measure of you. And then she turns her body to face you.
I look at her feet.
Hidden by the full length of her gown.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
No bags.
I don't have much.
Just your weary self.
Something like you, I suppose.
She looks at you, Cecilia. You seeing your friend off, or are you joining her?
Ultimately, the answer to that is up to Rosalind. But I am here to hope that the answer is neither.
We looked in your closet.
I thought you would.
I wouldn't be too concerned. I don't think anyone else is going to notice. And if they do, they'll just think that, well, maybe people ran up there and piled up when the place burned down.
I won't be in London again for a long time.
Why, Kitty? I just want to know what it is that about. Why?
Why do you skip out on your rent even when you can pay it? Why do you walk barefoot on the cobble some days? It's a question of nature, I suppose. I am what I am, without apology.
I don't know what you are. I think that's the most entrancing thing. And you make me think things because I wonder. I don't know, Kitty. I said once that yesterday's gods are today's demons. Maybe I wonder if it's. I was wrong. Maybe it's yesterday's goddesses are today's demons. Because it certainly seems that the world is that way now.
The world has always been more comfortable villainizing women. Doesn't know what to do with its desire when it's told no. Turns it to wrath.
That it does. That it does. Well, I look at Cecilia. I look at her. I don't know if you're a god or a demon. Maybe both. But maybe you're just what I'm going to be one day. I don't know. But I know I can't go with you, Kitty. Even though I want to.
She reaches out to touch your face.
I'll allow that.
Her fingertips are cool. They slide along your jaw and lift your chin a little, and she says, I will not be afraid of your scars. I know sometimes it is still hard to let me see you in all your cracked perfection. But please know, whether it's the days you burn more brilliant than the sun, or the nights you collapse into my lap, your body broken into 1,000 questions, you are the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I will love you when you are still day. I will love you when you are a hurricane.
Tears. A tear runs out of Rosalie's eye, and she just takes a very deep breath, and she goes, It's not that I judge you for what you've done. I don't have any right to do that, believe me. I told you I have not felt safe in this world. But that there is no place for me here. Kitty, you're right. But if I go with you, I won't be finding my own place. I'll only be with you. I have to find my own answers. And I have to find them on my own. One day I will. And then I'll find you again. But it'll have to be as equals.
She looks away from you, sort of looks at nothing in particular, just sort of up into the middle space of the train station. And you hear the whistle and screech of the wheels of the oncoming train starting down the tracks toward its stop. Rosalie. It's a long, dark road to walk alone.
She looks at Cecilia and she looks back and she goes, I'm not entirely alone.
I have found I am never so lonely as when I am with someone. The train rushes up, the first few cars moving by as Kitty steps back. The wind sort of pulls at her skirts and they billow up, and you see pale furred legs and cloven hooves hidden beneath her skirts. She doesn't seem to care or mind.
I reach into my art bag and I pull out a rolled up sketch. I hand it to her. For you.
She smiles.
A gift.
The only one I'm taking from London.
Open it.
She unravels the paper as the train slows. Cars just drifting by now.
It is a sketch of two women facing each other. And it's not entirely Kitty and Rosalie, but there are definitely similarities between the two of them. But one is dressed in white, one is dressed in black, and they're facing each other through a arch of like vines and things, almost like a fairy arch, and they're touching hands like you would reach out and touch your reflection. And one of them is in a beautiful woodland glade, and the other one is in a dirty London street.
I think my favorite part is the space in between. She rolls the painting again.
You may name it. I don't have a name for it.
Cross purpose.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Cross purpose.
I love it. I love it. Keep it with
Take
you.
care, Rosalie.
You too, Kitty.
Cecilia.
Don't let that one burn. I expect to see it when I see you again.
I'll cherish it. The train's doors open. The conductor steps out to usher in the few passengers. Couple people get off the train, and then Kitty gives you one last look back at both of you, steps on. You get another glimpse again of that cloven hoofed foot. And then she is on the train. The doors shut. The train whistle bellows. The steam engine, coal, steam.
Yeah,
Engine.
steam,
The
steam,
engine churns.
but steam, but fed with coal.
With coal,
So,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
The engine chugs along. Slowly, the wheels turn, picks up speed. And you see the weary faces of innumerable passengers passing you by as the train car rolls past. And Kitty Danville's distinct profile, chin raised high, looking straight ahead.
I think Rosalie's going to stand for a long time and watch that train even after it's gone.
Cecilia stands with her, and as soon as Kitty stepped onto the train, she just reached out and gently took her hand, and they stood there together.
Why do I feel like I'll never know if I did the right thing or not?
We often don't. But eventually something will happen, and in the future you'll know.
She looks at you. I'm very lucky to have you, Cecilia.
And I you.
Let's go find your muse. We'll turn and we'll leave.
Any final scenes before we go into our last one? Eleanor. Back at the Rose House. You return to your chambers. In the state you are in, still thinking of Amelia's face and her words. Not too much in your room, but your clothing, what was salvaged of it, and your possessions from the bath have been folded. They're sitting neatly on your bed. And the piece of paper that you had taken from Martin Beddoes' pockets is folded and laying neatly on top.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about that. I open it up and read it. I had completely forgotten. And we'll say Eleanor did too.
It's a poem written in Martin's hand. The poem is Mouthful of Forevers by Clementine von Radix. That is the same poem that Kitty quoted to Rosalie. In-game is a poem written in Martin's hand. I am not the first person you loved. You are not the first person I looked at with a mouthful of forevers. We have both known loss like the sharp edges of a knife. We have both lived with lips more scar tissue than skin. Our love came unannounced in the middle of the night. Our love came when we'd given up on asking love to come. I think that has to be part of its miracle. This is how we heal. I will kiss you like forgiveness. You will hold me like I'm hope. Our arms will bandage and we will press promises between us like flowers in a book. I will write sonnets to the salt of sweat on your skin. I will write novels to the scar of your nose. I will write a dictionary of all the words I have used to describe the way it feels to have finally found you. And I will not be afraid of your scars. I know sometimes it is so hard to let me see you in all your cracked perfection. But please know, whether it's the days you burn more brilliant than the sun, or the nights you collapse into my lap, your body broken into 1,000 questions, you are the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. I will love you when you are a still day. I will love you when you are a hurricane. Thank you all for listening.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn.
Who was that by again? Out of game?
That is Mouthful of Forevers by Clementine von Radix. We will credit that and post that in the chat, and it will be credited in the text of all of our videos and whatnot.
Yeah. Please get that to me so I can do that. Woof. All right.
Well, let's open the envelope.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Doc Void's
First, before you
prediction.
open the envelope, does anybody here have any guesses now?
No, I think.
I still do not know.
No.
Otter Poet had one in chat, I believe. Otter
He
Poet, if you want
didn't
to
come
post
out and
it.
say what it was, but now he can. Yeah.
Yeah, now you can say your guess.
Yeah.
As I
I have a vague idea that I don't think she's anything. I don't know if she's particularly a Vaesen as much as she might have just been somebody who like cut a deal. That's my thinking.
I
I
originally
don't think
thought
she's very different from Rosalie. I'll put it that way. That's why I said that line. I don't know if you're what I'm going to become one day. Like that's what I
Gotcha.
think. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I originally thought vampire too, and then I was like, okay. I know nothing about Fae, so I did not get Fae until people started talking about Fae, and I was like, okay. And now I will settle on Fae because I don't know what
Otter
else
Poet
it could
says
be.
Glastig or Glastig. Not sure how to pronounce that.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Which I know that is that's the picture we used for our whole thing was the Glastig. I do know that.
Oh, the woman on
Yeah.
the rock. I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
She does have hooves too, I think.
She does, but that's like that doesn't mean anything particularly. It could be. Who knows? What did Doc Voice
You
say?
have a guess?
Was Doc Voids?
Wait. I want to know Otter. What did Otter Poet
Otter
say?
Poet said Glastig.
Glastig. Yeah.
That's the one that we just heard. I want to know Ket's guess though.
Mine was also along with Doc Voids because I didn't have much. And I looked up
The lady.
I looked up what Doc Void had said.
Glastig. Gotcha.
Not Glastig, no.
Oh.
It was something else.
Gotcha.
But when like during the first episode of this mystery.
All right, I'm ready.
fucking thanks, Mark, making me pronounce Gaelic. I'm gonna guess. He did give me a translation, but I am still gonna fuck it up. So, Leanan Shi, which
Lananshi.
Lananshi,
yeah.
Yes, was the theory. With the note, the MO of the entity seemed very familiar, so I went hunting. The very first result told me why it was familiar, and it makes perfect sense for the setting. I know the name because of a prominent supporting character in the Dresden Files novels. Happy gaming. Yeah, you did put a pronunciation guide under it, but it wasn't helpful to me.
All right. She is a Glastig. However, Doc Void is also very close. The first recommendation for a variant that Kitty should be is the Lananshi. They are very similar creatures, slightly different mythos, but the book itself does recommend swapping her out if you do so feel inclined with really no modifications, other than perhaps the state of her victims.
Nice. So, good job, Otter Poet.
Nice. You guys nailed it.
Wow. So what would the state of her victims be if it was the other one?
They would not be physically eaten. Would rather have almost wasted away, like they die from artistic fervor, really. So just in poor condition, like they've not been taking care of themselves, not been eating and stuff until literally their hearts just stop.
Gotcha.
They create so intensely.
Gotcha.
So cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. That was awesome, Amber. Seriously awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all for playing. This was so fun running these 3 sessions, these 3 mysteries with you all. Vaesen is a really, really cool game.
Yeah. So I have to ask the question: do we get to come back and see these folks one day? Because I want to. I love playing Rosalie so much.
I would be happy after my own appropriate break of length of time to perhaps occasionally run a Vaesen mystery interspersed throughout 3 or so session mystery here and there and revisit these characters. They do still have quite a lot of mileage in them with their traumas and their dark secrets and whatnot.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them we're only just beginning to brush into. So I think themselves, the characters have a lot farther to go. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go.
Yep. Well, we're Saturday's children, so
the folks with the site are also called Thursday's children.
Yeah, they are.
That rhyme. Thursday's child has far to go.
So awesome.
So yeah, I'd be happy to revisit at some point in the future. Probably won't be for a few months at least.
That's fine. That's fine. I have legs of what I'm doing. So
Because our next session in 2 weeks on September the 7th is the return of RuneQuest.
Oh my gosh.
We are back,
Dragon.
bitches!
Yeah, Company
We're
of the
back in
Dragon.
full Technicolor, full rainbow worm.
Get
Rainbow Worm.
ready.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait.
Your
I've been ready for a long time.
Your favorite awkward teenagers are back and worse than ever.
They're back and they're traumatized and they're mad. And what are they going to do? Do you want to hear the lunar? So just as a preview, I can
We're
read this.
committing crimes.
Do you want to hear the lunar prime list so far?
Yes.
Please.
This is the rap sheet so far.
Tell
Hold
us
on
the
a minute.
innumerable crimes which we have
Oh, let me
committed
just find it. Hold on a minute.
against the Lunar Empire.
Harrowborn Crimes is the name of this file. Okay.
Love it.
So this is just all the Harrowborns, not just entirely just you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have murder of a lunar official, Ylvana Sadrius. She was the tax collector, killed by Erenina. Murder of a Colomar loner, Colomar noble, Andrin, son of Kul. He was killed by Lanson. Murder of 2 units of soldiers from the first Tarshite Lightfoot. That was Erenina and Lanson in the ambush. And the other one was you guys at Gothrang's Well when they were looking
Us
for the
and
deer
the
people.
lesbians!
Yep. Murder of a lunar officer, Dinessa. Murder of 2 units of the Tarshite Slave Wall Regiment. That was the fight with Kalir when you came back down after you had gone up. Remember, you got jumped. Sedition, rebellion, tax evasion, harboring known terrorists. Murder of nearly 200 Kolyamar weapon thanes. Severe injury of a Seven Mothers rune lord. And regicide, murder of Kanghar, son of Kagratis, king of the Kolyamar. So that right now is your rap sheet.
Let's go, bitches.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I mean, you probably can. You
It can be
stretch it
longer.
out.
We can
You
go longer.
You can make it longer.
Yeah, listen,
That's
the more
pretty impressive.
the more crimes you
We're
commit
just
against
17.
the evil.
I
We're
mean,
just
but this
little
is-
guys.
This is all of the Harrowborn. This is
Yeah,
our
that's
I mean,
whole.
we have our
everybody.
hand in quite a few of those.
We did. Regicide.
Regicide.
If you know the name of the
Severe-
king or queen being killed, press 5. That's an
Severe
old Simpsons joke.
Maiming of a lunar mother. Oh.
Look at our little village making accomplishments.
If you guys did
On the map.
put on the map,
Little
Look
clan.
at us.
Our little
quickly
clan.
start putting yourselves even more on the map very, very quickly. So yeah,
Oh,
I can't
boy.
wait. I've been ready for like months. I've had the first session ready, so I'm ready to go. It's going to be
Ready to
awesome.
rock as
The
well.
anticipation with Company of the Dragon is it's a much longer campaign. We're not going to run it straight through the way we did 6 seasons in Sartar. There's plenty of places where there are natural stopping points where we can kind of pop off. Hopefully play some Vaesen or maybe something else. Other people would want to run something. We can do that for a little while and then get back to it.
And I do believe we are continuing the tradition of holiday one-shots as the best holiday in the world is coming up in a couple months.
Spooky
Yeah, we'll do. So I know
season.
we're going to do. So now I know some of the ones we're going to do are on Rainy's podcast, but I guess we can put them out on ours too. We can cross promote.
It's all of us.
We'll do a Halloween. Maybe we'll do a one shot. Like we got to do at least one Halloween on screen. one shot.
We have to do
Yeah.
at least one.
Listen, it's me. All right, I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
my. There's a mandated. Sarah gets
Oh.
one spooky season episode.
No, I agree. I
Hells
agree. I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's everything. I'm still kind of blown away. I still did not really know until like the last minute what Rosalie was going to do. So I'm still kind of, I was like on the fence for a long time. I had 2 pages of notes.
I'm surprised.
Oh.
You should have gone with her.
I had
You
some
think
stuff
You were
ready.
you were also a little bit right. Glaystig's they were mortal women who made fairy bargains.
No shit.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
awesome.
also right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I was, see, because I was like, there's like she sees something of herself in me. That was why I like started to get that idea of like maybe I'm just like
Yep.
her when she was younger. But ultimately, it was the idea of that like Rosalie is very much wants to be a self-made person or has to control her own destiny. And if she goes with her, it's just going to be
Someone
what
else.
she shows you or what she teaches you. You're never going to be anything but
It
the
will always
person
be
that
the
she
Kitty
helped.
Danville show.
correct.
Mm.
And if I do meet her again, it has to be as equals, right? It can't be.
Yeah,
it can't
you
be
did say
as.
that.
Yeah, Cecilia, I had some stuff backed up and ready for, especially once the poem got dropped. Cecilia was about ready to be like, Yeah, I know how much words can mean. Back them up, bitch.
Yeah, but the poem,
Like, she was ready to
the
throw
poem,
down.
smooth, man. The poem, smooth. I
The
did.
poem. I've been sitting on it for a while. I was like, this one's great for this.
That's a great ass poem. Yeah.
Clementine von
good.
Radix, good shit.
Sometimes you can say that whole like my whole speech about like going off to the thing after and my dad and everything was like I had that from early on with Rosalie, like just like stuff I was like coming up with for her and like yeah, she hates people, particularly men. She doesn't really care if they die. Yeah,
Dude, Kitty, same.
yeah.
Not Nora.
No, poor Nora. Poor Nora. That was brutal.
Not Nora. This might be my saddest character yet. Jesus.
Yeah, Nora's had a fucking rough time. Things just got a whole lot worse this episode too. No one yet fully sees the scope of things, but they got worse.
No,
Yeah.
I know that. I
They got
know that. Like
worse.
there was some bargains made that were bad,
There was
Yeah.
some
but nobody
happened.
But nobody knows it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Except
Nobody
for
knows.
fucking
yeah.
Ellis,
Good old Ellis.
apparently.
Yeah.
Which is cool as hell.
Yeah.
I had an
Yeah.
idea. So the idea I had was like, because at first I was like, fuck it, Rose. If we had ended last session, Rosalie was like on that train, like no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I was like, so long, suckers. But and my plan, and if I still went, my plan was going to be like, hey, Amber, if we do play again, can I just play as the guy who's like a werewolf? We pick this back up.
It's like a werewolf.
Yeah. I legitimately thought I was gonna die in the house with
You would honestly, I think you would have if you didn't take the weapon.
Yeah, I legitimately thought I was gonna
The house
die
was at the
with
point where it was going to be like the force
Yeah.
rolls each round or take a condition from smoke, like alone.
Yeah.
Just a smoke
Yeah, the
condition,
house is brutal.
I was hoping to
house is
just
brutal.
make it to Martin.
and then die there.
Yeah, and die there. That
Yeah,
was
so
the
it's
plan.
like it's funny because it's like all the characters survived, but did they want to?
Yeah, at what cost? But
That's
not
cost.
without making sacrifices.
Yeah, somehow Cecilia's just sitting there outside, like, how am I the most put together right now? What? All right, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this orc by the horns and steer it.
He's coming back.
Thank you, everyone, so much for watching this week's episode of DMs After Dark. We super appreciate having you all here. And if you enjoy what we do, you can give us a follow. All you need is a Twitch account. That is free. If you want to support us, you can subscribe. It's $5 a month, $5 or $6 a month, I forget. Or you can give us
going up, I think, to 7 now because of inflation or corporate greed. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
the good
if you
news
have
of that though is we actually get more, so that's like the good news. They're not keeping all of it for themselves.
Ratio is still the same, yeah. Or if you have Amazon Prime, you can give us Jeff Bezos's $5 to $7 by using a Prime sub. Obviously, you do not have to by any means. It is merely extra and appreciated, goes into keeping the channel running and getting to do cool and interesting things like we did with commissioning Corinne Durim for our amazing RuneQuest art, which Christian has on his phone. And things like that, keeping the podcast running.
Maybe we can get some Vaesen characters. Ooh.
Oh, I'd cry for Cecilia.
Also,
put that in the backseat.
I was gonna say it's been a long time since we've said this too, but like if you are listening to us on our podcast for whatever app you're listening to, if you could give us like a review, that would be great too. That kind of goes into the algorithm.
Oh, reviews are worth more than money, honestly. Like more than a subscribe cash, like reviews are worth more. Like
yeah. Unless
even if it's just
us.
one sentence, these guys are hilarious. I love them.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, they go great into the algorithm to kind of push us up a little forward.
We are on like all of the podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, if that's still a thing. I don't know. We're on all of them. Rainey and Christian have made sure we're on all of them.
Cool place to be. We're there.
So any podcast app, any review, any listen, any download, it's very, very cool to see that we have viewers from so many places.
Yeah.
You can also check us out on YouTube. All of the VODs of our streams are fully up on YouTube, uploaded by the following Monday. So if you missed any, came in late, missed a whole episode, we're there, and you can watch us, backwards.
Actually, I'll have this up on YouTube probably tomorrow. I've been ahead of it a little bit, getting up on Sundays, so it'll be up by Sunday night sometime. Yeah.
Dang.
As long as I remember. Then my Monday is like I give myself a reminder on my work schedule on Monday to do it.
At
So
the
that's like my
minimum by
absolute
Monday.
at a minimum by Monday. Yeah.
And if you wish to continue watching us live, we go live on this channel every other Saturday at 7 p.m.-ish EST. We have switched to Saturdays now, new stream night. You can follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com. Email us your questions, comments, conspiracy theories, pictures of your pets. We love it all. I just love getting to connect with you guys. So, on that note, thank you again so much for watching. Have a good night. And until next time,
don't run into burning buildings.
Yes, stay away from
stay outside.
Stay away from fire in general.
Yeah. It's
no gas run.
Fire safety, kids. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.